So yes, you have currently joined us a bunch of random people playing Dungeons and Dragons. Does everyone want to introduce themselves quickly before we get started? I am Jonan, the DM, and also a first-time DM, so if I'm doing things horribly wrong, please be gentle.
Again, just don't listen to their comments. Just do your thing, mate.
Okay.
I'm
Do
sure
your
it'll be
thing.
fine. It'll be fine.
I'm Josh. I'll be playing Crowley. You might have seen me as Lucas on the Heroes of Might and Valor. Oh wait, that's not up yet, but at some point you will, and I am a dragon.
Or so they say. I'm Sven. I am what you might call Jonan's matey. I've known him literally forever, and I'm playing Jean Gaspard, the fighter. Sacre bleu!
Hello everyone, I'm MVL, and having just got away from some technical difficulties, I don't need my headset. So I'm playing Ward Backbreaker the Barbarian in this game, and I'm going to smash things into little bits.
Okay. That was everyone, I think, and then I'm just playing Maldrith the Death Cleric. Did I miss someone?
Yeah, I'm Nico, and I'm playing the Dwarven Druid Keldrin Gemhammer.
Apologies.
And one more.
How dare you? Hashtag feminism ?
Oh god!
Oh,
don't do that.
It begins.
I just lost you 50% of your viewers. Boom, you're welcome.
50% of nothing, still nothing. So joke's on you.
Summary of my and Jonan's podcast channel.
and our ranger.
Yep, you got Odin here playing Seth, though I do have both my eyes.
Alright.
How odd.
Okay.
Sacre bleu!
I
Okay,
also have
throw
both
down
my
the
eyes.
sacre bleu, please. What a sentence. Okay. And now we're ready. So, we'll begin the first section. This first bit's gonna be a little bit of theatre of the mind, and then we'll move into the actual match. So, without further ado, let us begin this variation of Curse of Strahd. Werewolves in the mist. These dreaded words have been spoken again and again by farmers, merchants, and adventurers alike. The town of Farcoast and the surrounding hamlets have fallen prey to a pack of werewolves that spills out of the misty woods on nights of the full moon, cloaked in crawling mist that seem to follow them wherever they go. The beasts spread death and mayhem, slaughtering adults and stealing children before retreating back into the woods. The town's militia have tried to combat the werewolf menace with little success, so now they seek to bolster their forces. A call has gone out to any adventurers, mercenaries, and heroic folks alike who have the courage to stand against these beasts, and many have answered that call, including yourselves. Some have answered for the generous coin offered as reward, others to spare the town of its terrible plight. Regardless, you now find yourselves in the Farcoast Town Hall, a room now heaving with all sorts of adventurers raring for action, impatiently waiting for someone to show up and finally tell them what they're supposed to be doing, if only to dispel the awkward tension that has fallen over the room. It's very crowded and cramped. As if to answer your prayers, two guards, who you assume are high-ranking members of the town's militia, enter the room. The younger man waits by the door, whilst the older man, a captain with a grizzled beard and the grumpiest of looks, steps into the center of the room to address you. All right, thank you for answering our call. I'm sure that... Oh, damn it, I'm messing this up already. Hang on.
It's fine.
I'm sure. All right, listen, thanks for volunteering on the mission, and I'm sure you would all like to get down to business. Lieutenant Evans here will run through the battle strategy and assignments in just a moment. But first, there's been a slight change of plans. I'm gonna need a handful of you to come with me. He takes a moment to survey the room, looking over every adventurer, looking at every single adventurer in the area, before finally casting his eyes firmly towards his target. You there, little dwarf girl.
Yeah?
I hear you can use some nature magic. Is that true?
Wait. You're gonna pick a little dwarf over a big, strapping half-orc like me.
I'll get to you in a minute. Now
Yeah,
stand
you
down.
better do, because I'm going to fall asleep over here until I get to the fighting bits.
Ward.
I mean,
Speak.
he does have a point. But
This is gonna be a very specialized team, and I'm gonna need some select skills. Now, answer my question. Can you use nature magic, yes or no?
sir, yes, sir.
Thank you. Now, if you could just come with me. And yes, as it turns out, Half-Orc, I am picking you. What was your name again?
My name is Ward Backbreaker, and you'll get to know why in good time.
Of course it is. And as it turns out, we've already got to know your name, and that's the very reason why I'm picking you. No one can stand to work with you, not after you've broken the back of that helpless person in the bar.
That was a good night.
Your partner's also coming with you. I mean, I don't know what the hell you're doing with that get-up, but people seem to think you're some kind of mercenary like the Bloody Crow, and frankly, they don't want to work with you. They're pissing their pants at the fort. Kind of pathetic if you ask me, but whatever.
No, it seems like you've got some wise people in your service, Strahd.
If you've got a problem with Crowley, you've got a problem with me.
Never
I have
mind,
no
Ward.
problems.
This person will soon see. Very well, I'll go with you.
Just as long as you back up your words, I don't care. Speaking of which, I'm told there's a good ranger among you. Is there a guy named Sephriel among you?
If you need 2 arrows in the eye of whatever you want, then I'm your man.
Oh, thank God. Right, and next up we have... Campagne du Milan. Oh, God, I hate these elven names. Your commander says he can spare one member of your group. Any of you wish to volunteer?
Jean, a man of rather impressive mustache and impressive armor steps forward and introduces himself thusly. Yes, good sir. I am Jean-Gaspard Duvalier of the Campagne de Milan. Roquefort sends his regards.
Okay. Yep, I'll accept you. Up you go. And last but not least, speaking of people no one wants to work with, I hear that there is a cleric named Maldaf among you.
Yes, right here.
I'm sure that your religion is very peaceful, but, well, many of our clerics here are Pelor and they refuse to work with you. I don't touch the religious stuff, but hey, we might need a healer in this job.
Well, life and death is the same. Different sides of the same coin, isn't it? They're just afraid.
Sure, why not? Okay. With a sigh, he turns to his companion and says, "Alright, give them the drill. The rest of you, come with me." With that, he leads you all into a side room, opening the door and laying out a map on the small table, and he goes, "Alright."
I kind of jump to see it.
He sighs and pushes it closer towards you.
Thank
Crowley.
you. Sorry.
Crowley, can you listen to the thinky bit so I'm going to take a nap?
As you say.
God preserve me. Right. Here's the slight change of plans. As you've probably gathered from that room, we have more than enough people answering the call. If this werewolf outbreak wasn't such a big problem, I think the mayor would be desperate. I think the mayor would be sad about the cost of his pockets, especially given that we've had to give out silver weapons to everyone. But because we have so many fighters, we've hinged upon an ingenious idea. See, we have more than enough men in that vicinity to defend the town and drive the werewolves off. Hence why I have selected you to form a special task force. Yes, we can fight off the werewolves and survive another day, but we don't want to have the townspeople living under constant fear. Also, we don't have the resources to pay you week after week after week. So, we want you to chase the werewolves back to their den, so we can finally end this threat once and for all. We'll have you camped in this specific spot. He points to a forested area on the map that is near some hilllands that are kind of on the border of the Far Coast territory. This area is the general spot the werewolves run to, according to eyewitness reports. And just to make sure, when they break for it, as they inevitably will, we all drive them towards that spot. Your job is to tail the werewolves straight back to their den, doing whatever you can to follow them. If you would like to take out some of the stragglers, then by all means do. Filling the numbers will increase their chances of success. But I repeat this, leave at least one of them alive.
You want me to leave a blight on this land alive?
If
I don't
only...
know what you mean by ingenious. It sounds like stupidity to me.
Alright, let me put it this way, smartass. If you can follow them back to their den, then rather than just killing one lone werewolf that may be a small part of a greater problem, you'll end up straight outside of their den. At which point, you can either kill all of the werewolves inside the den, or report back to us and tell us the location so that we can do the job for you. Either way, the crucial part is getting to the den and finding its location.
Oh, you don't have to worry about the den surviving.
You'd warn me of tracking. I hunt creatures day by day. I could find this nest without your prompts.
Since you've got a monster following you around.
I can see that. Regardless, as long as you follow the den and wipe out the remaining, I care not what you do. The crucial part, like I said, don't kill all the stragglers until they've reached the den, and after that, do whatever you want. I don't know, Cord. I think I'm gonna need several drinks after dealing with you two.
You'll need more than one god to deal with us.
Confronting!
So, I'm assuming that this change of plan is going to be a change of reward as well.
Indeed. If you do successfully annihilate the werewolf patch by yourselves, then yes, I will indeed up your fee.
You mean our reward, correct?
Indeed, yes. God, everyone's playing the semantics. Right. Any more questions before I send you out?
Not for you. I turn towards the rest of the party. Right, I only know Ward here. He's tested, he's proven himself to me. The rest of you are but unknowns. I don't like hunting with people I can't rely on. Tell me about yourself, he points to the dwarf.
Me first? Okay. Hi, I'm Keldrin Gemhammer, and oh gosh, I even got my name wrong. That's fine. I do a little bit of magic. I don't really know why else. I'm just gonna next, right? Next. Is that?
That's fine.
Thanks.
You points to Seth.
My name's Seth. I don't really care for what you think, what your opinions are. If you can't kill a werewolf, then it won't matter anyway.
If I can't rely on you or utilize your abilities, that matters to me. What are you good at? What do you bring to this team?
Oh, if you've got anything within at least half a mile, I might be able to kill it for you before it even gets to you.
You imply that you'll be moving ahead of me. Trust me, when it comes to hunting, I'm the best there is.
You need to be ahead when you can hit them from far, far away.
Sort of looks at his bow. Quite a bow to shoot a mile away. And turns towards the well-armored soldier guy. Jean, was it?
Yes.
I know, that was in character. You said your name.
Oh. Yeah. Yes. Jean-Gaspard Duvalier. Point me towards the front line, and I point me towards the front line, and no ill will come of you. I swear it.
Huh.
Ward stares and almost gets up.
Just puts a
That
hand
sounded
up.
like a threat. I hope it wasn't.
Not to you, good sir, no, not to you, good sir, no, not at all. In fact, given the size of you, I would much rather fight at your side than at the end of your warhammer.
Trust me, it's not best to talk to Ward.
Gives him a chest bump, which I did not add proficiency for, so just strength, so 24 to hit.
Okay. Okay, I assume that hits, Sven?
Oh god, yes.
In that case, make me a strength saving roll.
While this is happening, Crowley kind of just ignores it completely. Nice. And turns to Pamp.
Add 2 to that, so 21.
Okay.
You're tougher than you look, you metal tin.
Yeah, he stumbles backwards a tiny bit, but manages to hold his ground.
Only slightly winded. Your strength is fearsome. I look forward to seeing it on the battlefield, my friend.
Flattery will really get you nowhere with Swan. Just try not to anger him more. You there, what's your profession? Pam.
I am a cleric, and I'm here to ensure that lives that are supposed to end do.
Huh.
And to preserve lives that have a long destiny in front of them. Make it
Of
through.
all the people here, that's the one thing I've agreed with so far. Some things need to die. People seem to forget that in this age. And I suppose I should introduce myself. The name's Crowley. My specialties lie in destruction, annihilation, and slaughter of evil beings. Suffice to say, I can track them, I can kill them, and I can make damn well sure that they're not coming back.
At this point, the guard perks up his voice and says, "Right, and now that this little social club is over, I would like you to march out and get to this location. We won't have much time, especially when the attack begins. When they're on the retreat, I'll have one of our mages set up a flare or a fireball, whatever, some magic crap. Point is, look towards the town and you'll see your signal. At that point, be ready. With that, dismissed. And may God help us all."
God won't help us. The Brothers Grimm will. And I'm going to scoop up the map.
And
So, Crowley, I wasn't listening. What are we killing?
Well, we're killing some werewolves and apparently letting some of them go so we can track them back to their lair.
Oh, you mean we're killing werewolves and more werewolves?
Just keep swinging.
You don't have to worry about that.
But leave one of them alive.
Who said that?
I kind of hide between the nearest person.
Crowley looks down.
Sorry.
He's not all mouth, actually. He has killed people before, but if you don't give him calls...
I don't doubt that.
Don't worry, he doesn't kill wantonly. You should be fine. Anyway.
As we move to leave, Jean will speak up to the captain. Worry not, my good man. Comes the end of the week, your town will be in safe hands
John!
again.
We're wasting time.
Yes, I'll have to agree. Just go.
And as that shout is given, he just sort of hustles along.
And so, with this unlikely makeshift band of adventurers formed, and the captain left rubbing his temples and really hoping he made the right choice, you all advanced to the hillside. And with that, I'm going to move you to the next location.
As we're walking, I sort of turn towards Seth's character. Huh, you're actually pretty quiet on those feet of yours, aren't you? You've hunted before, I assume?
Many things. Many.
It's very rare that I find someone I'm alright with just keeping next to me, but when we hunt, I would be glad to hunt at your side.
As long as they die, I don't care.
Oh, death is one of the only things I can promise.
Okay. And as you reach this hillside, the air is still, but you can still see the mist slowly creeping on the hillside behind you. You can see the town in the distance, looking fairly peaceful at the moment. But that peace does not last for long. In mere moments, you suddenly hear the loud clattering of weapons, a few roars and barks, as the werewolves, with a howl, begin their attack.
Oh,
Now would be a good time to take up your positions.
Yeah, I'm going to draw my 2 silvered short swords, and I'm going to... So which way's the town? Sorry, north, east, south, or
The
west?
town is in this direction.
No worries. I'm going to hide behind this. I assume I can move my character, sorry.
Yes, you can.
So I'm
There
going
we go.
to stealthily hide there.
Mm-hmm.
Can you kind of point us to where we would expect them to come through?
They'll be coming through the 2 road paths on the right-hand side, so here and here. And it's generally expected that they would run to that corner over there.
Ward.
Okay,
I don't
then
need to
I
tell
will.
you what to do.
I'm gonna
I'm
not
gonna
so
take up-
stealthily stand right in the middle between the 2 trees.
Okay.
I'll draw
Sean is
my-
going to take up.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Sean is going to take up positions like a big shiny beacon right here.
Everybody, remember, let the first one through. We can track him afterwards. The rest die.
I would like to take position like behind these 2 boulders.
Okay.
And Seth's going to hide behind the tree. Do you want stealth rolls or?
No, yeah, I will just assume that you're in cover for the purposes of it.
I've accidentally pressed Sacred Flame. Don't count it.
Fair enough.
I was trying to look up in the compendium.
Treachery,
Roll
betrayal.
2, man.
Okay, so with that, you all take up your positions, all anxiously waiting. And then, without warning, you suddenly see the fireball shooting straight up into the air. You know that the time is right. And within a few seconds, it is at first the pattering of footsteps, and then, out of the roads, werewolves, sporting different layers of injury, start appearing on the roads. I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, favorite part of the game. God almighty! Natural 20.
Nice.
Fancy music change, I like.
Indeed. And I just needed 112.
I'm rocking out over here.
Yeah, I think they're going last.
Not so fast.
Okay, so
As they emerge, I want to give Ward a very level look, as in let one through.
okay, who is above 20?
21 here.
23.
Anyone else? That's okay. And I'll just try to get this. Where is this? Turn, there we go. Okay, that did not work. Okay, I'm just gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. I say, grabbing a pen and paper.
They're going to town on those bongos.
Yeah, so that's John and Seth, and who's up next? 20 to 15.
I rolled a 20.
Nice.
I got 17.
Okay. Okay, so that's Seth, Keldrin, and that just leaves Crowley, and that just leaves Ward and Moldaf. What did you get?
I got 13.
And what did you get, Moldaf? Ian?
I got 6.
Okay. So, that means the werewolves go before you. Okay.
Yep. Well, I said not so fast.
Okay, fair enough.
Literally.
Okay, so with that, the werewolves burst out of the clearing, and Jean, you're up. What would you like to do?
Okay, perfect. I'm going to close the breach in the group and leap into action in this direction. Scream a wonderfully French battle cry, something like "Victoire!" and attack with my longsword. Wow, that was bad.
You charge towards the very eagerly screaming the victory chords. Unfortunately, in your zeal, you kind of overestimate how fast you are, and the werewolf just sort of ducks past your blade and keeps going.
It's at that point that it happens, and in frustration, Jean cries, "Sacre bleu!"
Okay. And it begins. Okay, do you want to do anything else, or is that it?
That's it. I'm just gonna be a meat wall up here.
Alrighty, Seth, your action.
Cool. I'm gonna notch a silver arrow and take aim at this werewolf.
Right up.
I won't do the ping thingy, but the one by the Frenchie.
Okay.
And I'm gonna -5 on the roll for +10 damage.
Okay. So that makes it 12, right?
16. I get advantage on things that I go before.
Ah, yes. In that case, yeah, it's a very clear hit. The arrow flies and strikes it straight in the back. Roll your damage.
No, yeah, it'd be 11, wouldn't it? Because it doesn't take the -5 off itself.
Okay.
That's a miss, right?
Actually, it just hits. It's kind of hard to see when it's so fast, but your training manages to get it so that it just sort of manages to get a graze on its back. Roll your damage.
Yep, so it's +10 to that. And another 2 from my favourite enemy.
So 17 damage.
Yep.
Ouch.
Math in my head. It was a grazing hit, but it creates a very searing scar on the back. The werewolf is just about staying up, but it's very clear that it cannot take another hit of that power.
They do still count as humanoids, don't they? That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Alrighty. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
No, other than drawing out another arrow, and that'll be it.
Alrighty then. Kildred, you're up.
I'm gonna take a step out here. And I'm gonna cast Entangle on the 3 closest to Jean, which is a 20-foot square starting from a point within 90 feet. So I'd like to, get all of them, but not get him.
Okay, you should be able to do that. Yep, you can. Okay.
Alright. They have to succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained.
Okay then.
My DC is 13.
13, right. Let me just check the count sheet again. Okay, I'll turn the music down as well. Thank you for the heads up. Yes.
Fades gently into the distance.
Okay, so that's 1 succeeds.
Damn.
Yep. Okay, the 7 + 4. So, what was the DC again?
13.
Okay, so one of them, we will say this one here. We'll say, oh, God, the pin's not working. The one at the far back over here. Oh, I'm getting the wrong mouse, that's why. We'll say this one here is restrained. The other 2, they're caught by surprise, but they still have enough animal instinct to burst out and be able to keep going.
Cool.
Would you like to do anything else, or?
I'm good for now.
Okay. Alrighty, and on the next up, it is Crowley.
Right, yeah, I'm going to use my blood right, or my crimson right.
Okay.
I'm going to do that on my offhand weapon.
Alrighty.
Then I'm going to move to behind the tree just below me.
Okay.
And I want to hold my action to attack not the first one that goes past me, but the second one.
Righto. Okay, so you're holding your action, and so the next up is Ward.
Yeah, I would like to draw my silver greatsword. And then I would like to ask if the position between the trees to my left is that difficult terrain.
I would say given the close proximity, it might be a bit difficult to land an attack through, but if there's someone of your size, it's not so much that it's difficult to get, it's also easy to traverse, it's all difficult to traverse just because you're big and you can push them all out the way, but it would probably be a disadvantage because you'd still have twigs in your eyes, and
That's
these are
fine.
fast targets.
I would end up outside of it if it didn't slow me down.
Okay.
In which case, Ward takes a run and runs around the trees into the werewolves and attacks.
Alright. So, which one are you attacking? The one below or the one to your left?
The one to my left.
Okay then. In that case, that is a very good strong hit. Roll your damage.
Do you reroll
Alright.
ones and twos?
No, I don't.
It's a good strong hit. The werewolf you swinging, you decide to take on a werewolf that has the less injuries to join a good fight. The werewolf absorbs the hit, but it looks like it still has enough energy to keep going.
Finally, an end to the talking and a move to the slashing.
Alrighty then. And it now ends up being the werewolf's turn, so if I could just check something. Okay. These werewolves decide to... they're caught off guard by the attack, but these two decide that they're going to just make a break for it, so... Let's see here.
The area of my entangle is still difficult terrain if they're trying to break out of it.
Okay, so in that case, their movement would be hard if it was a dash, so they would probably get to around, yep, there. Okay, so in that case, these two try to dash for it, but they only make it as far as there. Jean, you can make an attack of opportunity.
On both of them?
Yeah, might as actually, you only get one reaction. Yeah,
Okay,
you only get one reaction, so pick one.
I'll do it on the one that Seth nearly just straight up ganked.
Okay, so this one here. As it runs past, this time you've got a good sense of where it is, and you manage to land a good, strong hit on it. Roll your damage.
Not the greatest, but still a hit.
You manage to, as he swings by, you manage to make a good cutting it across the leg. You can tell from it that it's still got just enough left, but it's really struggling to keep going. The other one manages to make it past you, and is it a strength save on every turn for each werewolf, or?
No, only in the area of the entangle, which was like way up there. So as soon as they got out, it's not difficult terrain anymore, and all of that fun stuff goes away.
Okay, so okay, so once they entangled, is the other one released? Is what I'm asking. This third one up here, or is he stuck until he can make a strength roll?
She is stuck. She is stuck until my next turn, I believe.
Okay, then.
It doesn't actually say this on the spell description. I've got like hyperlinked everything, and it doesn't actually say.
Right. Okay. This one, however, let's see. Yeah. This one decides to make a full-on dash. It comes by the trees and swings around. Now, it's Is that within range for your attack? I'm just thinking. Let's see. It's about 10 feet, but... Okay, you know what? I'll say because you were prepared, I'll allow it. So, in that case... Yeah, it dashes towards there. Crowley, you may make your attack of opportunity if you wish.
I am ignoring the first one.
Okay, then. This one decides to run across as well, and Ward, you can make an attack of opportunity if you wish.
Yeah.
That is a hit. Roll your damage. Okay, with that hit, the werewolf tries to make a break for it, but you, on just sheer instinct and bloodlust, slam your weapon into its back and it instantly crumbles to the ground. This werewolf is now dead.
Oop, I just found it. It does.
Sorry, what are you saying?
It does get to make a save.
Okay, so it then rolls a strength save.
Versus my DC again, 13.
This werewolf, it's entangled briefly, but then driven by pure survival instinct, it breaks out and runs to join the others in here. Meanwhile, this last werewolf, having seen you take down its comrade and thinking it has enough energy, is gonna try a multi-attack on you.
You're not raging, are you, Ward?
No, not now.
I presume that's a hit?
Anything above 16.
Okay. And that one's gonna be a miss. Okay, so it sweeps it with its first claw, and you're about to make a ha, but then it then slams you in the face with the second attack, and it's gonna roll its damage now. Let's try and see at 2d4. Okay. And thanks to the swipe at you doing a damage that would be pretty considerable, but your Ward Badbreaker, you've taken a lot worse than that.
Yeah, keep it up, pup. You're just making me madder.
And that is the... And with that, it sidles round you to try and get a more favorable position if it needs to flee, and with that, we move on to Maldaf.
Am I, I'm in range of that first one, aren't I? And if I try to run away, I'm gonna get wrecked.
Let's see here. Yeah, you're in range. Yeah, you're in range of this one, although it probably is focusing more on survival instinct at this point. So you are still in. I mean, honestly, the other two are probably going to run past you, but yeah, there's a chance it might swipe at you. So it's your call.
Now, is my necrotic damage enough to actually hurt them, or does it have to be silver?
No, it's perfectly fine. If it's silver weapons, basically without them, the werewolves gain like a resistance to slashing and bludgeoning damage. So yeah, your magic is good enough to damage them.
Happy days.
So, what would you like to use?
2 seconds. I'll inflict wounds on, I guess, the closest one.
Okay, I believe that's a spell attack roll.
Or is it? It's a melee. It's got to be melee.
Yeah, and you're close enough to this one over here to do it.
Let's do that one then.
Okay. Yep, you make it as it's starting to run by, but you manage to get touch on it, almost like you're giving it, almost like you're patting it on the back as it runs past. Roll your damage. Nice.
Inflict wounds is nuts. I love it.
That's gotta hurt.
The werewolf, it runs past. At first, you're wondering if it did anything, but then these hideous bloody gashes start sprouting all over its back, and even the werewolf, it comes to a brief stop as it's trying to work out what the heck just happened. Okay, and with that, we go back to the top of the round. Jean, your turn.
Oh, this poor werewolf. I'm gonna whirl and, yeah, I'm gonna whirl and rush the one that Maldath just attacked, giving us both advantage.
Okay. Technically, the one that Maldath attacked is the bottom one over here, but you can...
Yeah,
either one's
that's
good.
that's the one I want to attack.
Okie doke, then.
Sacre bleu!
Oh, was that your attack? Or...
Yeah, it was.
You technically have advantage since you're flanking, remember that?
Yeah, that's true.
Otherwise, yeah, that would be a bad miss. Also, don't forget to enable your 3D dice. Haven't been seeing them over here.
Right.
Alrighty. So, as the werewolf's taking a moment to get over its confusion, you see the opportunity, charge towards it, and land a good hard hit to its back. You may now roll your damage.
3D dice enabled.
Oh, that's a strong one. It's a good strong hit against the werewolf, adding yet another grisly wound onto its back. The werewolf, it still seems to be fighting fit, but it's now clearly thinking that things aren't going in its favor.
Yeah, especially since I'm going to use an action surge.
Oh god.
Another sword attack.
Thank God for advantage. See, the werewolf pause for footballs. You decide to keep up the momentum and land one more good strong hit on its back. Roll your damage. You land another strong hit on its back. The werewolf is now taking a lot of punishment. It's still got just enough energy to keep going, but it is really looking shaky right now.
I'm gonna really quickly glance off to the side up at Seth and nod as if to say, "Do it."
Alrighty, and with that, as it is, comes straight to Seth's turn.
Which one's the one that I previously gave the shaft?
This one right here.
Still looking quite capable, or?
Honestly, all three of these werewolves are looking pretty bloody and haggard now.
Right, I'm just going to go with a straight shot to finish it off.
Your years of training have prepared you for this. You see either werewolves, you don't hesitate for a moment. You fire and strike it straight in the shoulder. Roll your damage. You hit it squarely in the shoulder. The werewolf takes the arrow, flinches and tries to tear it out, but then its breath gets slower and slower and woozy as the blood as its blood drains away and it collapses to the ground. Another werewolf is down.
And that'll be the end of the turn.
Righto. Okay, with that, Keldrin, you're up.
I'm gonna flatten myself against the stone and be like, okay, entangle didn't work. Conjure flame in my hand and throw it at just like the nearest one.
Okay. All right, so you're a bit panicky. You're going, and you throw it, and by the stroke of luck, that was when the werewolf was running towards your path anyway. And it gets the fireball square in the face. Roll your damage. The fire hits it and square in the face. The werewolf staggers backwards, and then at the last minute digs its claws into the earth like it is holding on with just a single thread of life at this point. It cannot take another hit.
Oh god. Okay, that's my turn.
Okay.
He fell into a burning ring of fire.
Alrighty, Crowley, you're up.
Righto. Crowley is going to slowly, casually walk up behind this werewolf that's just past him.
Okay.
And he's just going to draw his sword, or he's lift his blades up and attack him twice. Am I able to attack twice? But if my blows would take them down, just sort of hold back on the last hit, just to make it bleed a bit.
Okay, I will say that if you wanted to... I will say that you can make the second strike non-lethal if you're thinking it's going to hit him.
Yep, awesome. So, first attack.
Alright, you make a good strong hit towards its back. You... Without hesitation, you strike, and I'm just making the damage calculation now. The damage makes a pretty good deal, but it still has a little bit of health left. Roll your second attack.
Offhand attack.
So 30 damage?
Yep. As he does, he's just going to come in like just a flurry of slashes to cause as much blood as possible. Just trying to sort of make this thing a lot easier to track. He's like, come on, Wolfie, show me that blood. There's not been enough blood yet.
As you say that, you continuously slash it again and again and again. The werewolf just being battered back from the sides. The werewolf glares at you angrily for a moment, as if it really, really wants to break that smug-looking mask off your face. But it is very clear that even it can tell, even through all of its bloodlust, that it is not going to survive if it gets another blow like that.
And with that, Crowley just opens his arms and just gestures for it to run.
Okay. And with that, Ward, you're up.
This isn't even sport. Time to die. And Ward attacks it completely recklessly.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that is a definite strong hit. You just go in, let's forget. You are just completely forgetting everything, even the mission, technically. You just go straight in for an attack, and that just catches the werewolf completely by surprise, smacking it straight in the face. It is now bleeding across the face and looks really, really pissed at you, but it still has a good amount of fight left in it.
Okay.
Anything else, or end your turn?
No, my second roll was the advantage.
Okay. In that case... Okay, in that case, it goes back to the werewolf's turn. This one... It's so tempted to slash you, but it can clearly see that, yeah, it does not stand a chance, so it decides to dash and bolt straight through the mist, running away.
Run home, Wolfie. I'll be there for you later.
By stark contrast, this one, it's just this idea you know what? I'd rather die than lose to this guy, and goes straight for the multi-attack on you. And I believe it has advantage because of the reckless.
Yeah, it does.
Ah, you didn't rage.
I'm gonna pay for that, yeah.
Oh, crit.
Oh, close. So the first attack is a hit, and the second one is not. Okay, seize at the moment. It's as you're still celebrating your victory, it in turn lands a smack across the face, and it tries to land in for a second one, but you on instinct bounce backward to avoid it.
You right,
And
nerd?
its damage. It's a little stronger than previous, but again, you've beaten through worse.
I could do this for days.
Okay, and these two are also again just going to bolt straight for the hills. So
Let's see if I can
This
get attack
one
of
gets-
opportunity on this one.
it bolts around and gets about as far as here. Seth, you can make an attack of opportunity if you wish.
I don't have a melee weapon drawn.
Ah, okay, fair enough. And this one is also going to try and bolt it. So it is going to... Yeah, it is going to try and dash over here, leaping up over the rocks, and gets to about as far as here. But Eldarth, you can make an attack of opportunity.
I'll attempt to just chill touch it.
And
Right.
Sean?
And since I'm threatening as well, I think I also get an attack.
Oh, yeah, you do. You tried to touch it again, but it misses. And that's because as it was trying to run away, Jean stabbed it in the back. Roll your damage. The werewolf is... Hang on, just damage calculation.
We're just having the first encounter. A bit hard to get a word in edgewise.
Math.
I know, right?
Math.
The werewolf just manages to heave itself over the rock, like spraying blood everywhere. It is again, it is hanging on by a thread, and you can clip. If it wasn't a terrifying monster that stood on children, you would almost feel sorry for it. Okay, and with that, it goes into Maldarth's turn.
Let's see one out.
And trying to climb over those rocks is difficult territory, so it would kind of half your move.
I'm assuming that these rocks are too high for me to see over.
Unfortunately, yes.
And I shall move myself over here. I can get line of sight.
Okay.
And then
Any
I
spells?
give him a sacred flame, I think.
Okay, so I have to make a dex save. I clicked the wrong thing.
I'm not rolling very well.
That might be enough. It depends on what my next roll is.
Bloody hell.
Wow.
Did not see that coming.
It definitely wants to live.
It still takes half damage though, so
Yeah, it is desperately holding on to live. It just about manages to avoid most of the flame you shoot out of your hands, but at this point, it is holding on purely by determination at this point. It is just looking really battered. And yeah, that was the last werewolf to move. Oh, no, wait. No, I'm getting completely confused. Okay, we're now back to the top of the round. Jean, you're up.
okay, I'm going to sheathe my crossbow, my sword and shield. I'm going to move up here. Say to Keldrin, pardon me, madame, and draw my crossbow and shoot the one werewolf to the south right in the face with it.
Okay.
Going to be impressive, being as he's facing away from you.
He's gonna go through his back of his head into his face.
That is a hit, and I won't ask you to roll for damage because it's academic. You almost give it a cry of "oh!" and the werewolf turns back to go "what?" And as it does so, you shoot it directly between the eyes, and it just falls over dead.
To this shot can only give one cry. Oh, victoire!
Okay, and at that we go to Seth's turn.
Is that one that left this one that's got 2 arrows in it?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, I'll go for one last normal shot on it with a silver arrow.
Right up. That is a good strong hit, and for the love of God.
So hard to try and talk to the audience with all this. It's crazy.
Okay, so that's 9 damage.
Don't know when anyone's
And yeah, that was
going
going back to the damage anyway. You land one good strong hit into its back as it tries to flee. It's a distant target, but once again, no hesitation. That werewolf just collapsed to the ground over distant. Oh! And it's dead.
And that's me.
That's him done.
Okay. Let's see. So I just rearranged everything. And with that, we now go to Keldrid's turn. What would you like to do?
Okay, so I was ducking behind a rock, and a bloody werewolf leapt over me, and then died with a crossbow bolt, and then this weird French dude showed up and said ho ho and killed another one. Well, yeah, flame, I guess, worked, so I'm gonna conjure flame again.
Okay, I should
Produce
point
the
out.
flame.
I should point out that one is they don't really have any targets because 2 of them are dead. Yeah, both of the ones in front of you are dead, and one has just disappeared into the mist.
I'm pessimistic, so I'm assuming that there's others.
Okay,
Producing
fair
flame,
enough.
and I'm gonna skedaddle around the rock.
Right up.
Someone's going to get flames in the face. I hope it's not me.
And just try and look if there's anything still surviving.
Crowley just turns real slow, covered in blood as it just drips down his mask.
Okay. I can't really see any because the other guy is behind the tree, right?
Yeah, the last werewolf is behind the trees, duking it out with Ward at this point.
Okay, so I'm just in front of the rock and going like, and that's my action.
Okay then. Alrighty, and with that, it goes to Crowley's turn.
Crowley is going to just drop both his short swords, so just like let them fall into the ground.
Alrighty then.
Gonna do some badass.
If I move here, can I see that werewolf on Ward?
You can. There is a little bit of tree line, so it would be like partial cover to it. So there would be
That's
plus
fine.
2 to the AC, but otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna, as part of my movement, just draw my longbow. I'm gonna use my blood right on my longbow, and then I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay then.
This could be messy.
I don't have a macro for this.
Ah well. You brought out your longbow. You attempt to strike it. You attempt to strike it and put an end to the creature's misery. However, as you do so, a gust of wind blows up and pushes some of the branches straight into the arrow, which gives it more than enough noise for the werewolf to pick it up and just duck out of the way as it shoots over its head.
Now, Ward.
All right, and now it comes to the werewolf's turn.
I think you missed Ward.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, Ward, you're up.
Yeah, I would like to strike before it gets me again.
Right up.
Ward growls in its face, straight eye to eye, and then recklessly attacks it with his greatsword.
Okay.
That was so nearly a natural one.
Oh,
Oh my god!
on the other end,
I think that's him done in it.
the werewolf.
That
Let's
should be
just double
plus
check.
5, sorry, 21.
21. That makes a lot of difference.
You get an extra damage die as well, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
How dead is this thing?
The werewolf.
Extremely.
25 in total.
Okay. The werewolf, it heard the arrow coming towards it and ducked. See this opportunity, you then decide to swing your greatsword upwards across its chest and right up its chin, knocking it backwards and just clean off its feet as if you had done a sword uppercut. And as it flies backwards, the wound splits open and blood pours out of it as it just collapses straight onto the ground, dead.
Blood cartwheel!
Ward takes a couple of furious courtesy swings on the corpse as he does so, just making sure there's a lot of blood on his person, so it looks equally as impressive when he emerges from this.
If we have initiative, Crowley continues walking forward, just looking at him.
I'm gonna stare at it and just kind of close my hands on the flame and snuff it out.
Ward, why are you so injured? What? You know the point of combat is to kill the enemy and not get hit yourself, right?
It couldn't do a thing to me.
Sean is going to regard the scene around him, contemplate it, nod, take a swig from his hip flask, and rejoin the others. With a jubilant declaration of, well done, comrades. We have won the day.
I'm gonna go pick up my short swords and head back to the group.
Seth's gonna go retrieve his arrows from the werewolf. How many do I get back?
I would say you managed to get most of them back because you made I would say there's only like one which grazed its back, which ended up around here, but the others you managed to get out of your werewolf.
Cool.
And I am going to take a brief break.
Okay.
So, how many got 3? I would let 1 through. I'm assuming you guys killed the others.
I think so.
Billy, you didn't hide behind that rock the whole time.
Sorry, I did a thing, but it didn't work.
Don't need to apologize. They all died. That's all that matters. The one I let go, he's real bloody. It should be easy to follow him.
And with that, let's get to it.
Okay. And this would be where I transition to the next part, but since Spen's taking a break, might be a good time to do the same. So.
Oh, I thought that was in character.
He just sits down on the grass.
Hanging out on a rock and like chugging.
Okay, I will do the same for the story. You stare at the trail of blood and you know where the next destination is. You stare dead straight into the mist, and using the blood trail as your guide. And with that, we take a quick break.
So Crowley is a character of indeterminable race at this point, as he is wearing a cloak made entirely of these crow-like black feathers. He's also got this white, very eerily white mask that's sort of depicted as a crow heading down. He seems to be a rather cold person, a very serious person at the moment, but yeah, he seems nice enough.
So Ward Backbreaker, as he is known, is a huge, almost 7 foot tall, half-orc barbarian, a grey-skinned menace whose muscles bulge out of his scantily cloven fur body. He is adorned by a huge fur cloak made out of bear hide, in which the head, minus the jaw, makes a menacing growl to his incredibly menacing visage as it is. His eyes finally are the most drawing feature, being almost completely vacant of any humanity themselves.
On the contrast, We have Keldrin, who is a dwarf and short even for a dwarf. She's just like this really, really tiny creature, very nondescript. She's got like a kind of mousy brown hair and kind of gray, brown, green eyes. She's very, very light skinned and absolutely covered in freckles, and also usually sunburned. And she seems just to be apprehensive, if not petrified, constantly by everything that's going on around her, and she's very much out of her depth in
Adorable.
this entire situation.
We've got Seth. He's relatively hair down to his shoulders, dark brown, sort of almost ochre colour. More hair on his face than actual face, though what you can see is almost mostly prominently a scowl, almost constantly. Never seen without his bow.
Oh. That leaves Maldrith until Sven gets back, I guess. Maldrith is a half-elf death cleric, essentially interested in making sure that everyone whose numbers up actually, passes over, whether they want to or not. And making sure that some people, even if they want to die, if they're not destined, they need to stay alive. He's quite personal, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be a cleric of the life domain, correct?
Life, death,
Resurrection is his favourite spell.
Yet more inside jokes.
Yeah, an inside joke of a cleric from the Company of Might and Valor, which at some point will make it out of the darkness.
Yes. And I guess whilst we're waiting for Sven to come back, I will give you a recap of the story so far. The town of Far Coast has been plagued by werewolves who, on the night of full moon, will burst in, kill adults, steal children, and then run back into the mist from whence they came. The town set out a call for any mercenary or adventurer to come and help defend the town. And as it turns out, more people answered the call than they bargained for. So much so that they decided, okay, we'll have most of these guys defending the town, but this hastily formed specialist squad will kill off most of the stragglers, but leave one alive so that they can follow it back to its lair and wipe out the rest of the werewolves. They have done so far, killing all of the werewolf tokens you see on screen, but leaving one to slowly bleed out as it runs back to its lair, leaving a nice convenient trail behind them. And there was many impressive blows, including Maldaf causing one werewolf's back to explode from an inflict wound spell before John finished it off by stabbing it. Seth managing to kill one with a barrage of arrows, Keldrin throwing fire into the face of one of them, and Wood just kind of knocking one off its feet with a single strike after a prolonged one-on-one battle.
And then killing another one as it tried to flee.
Oh yeah, you were the reason there's one werewolf bleed is because Crowley basically kept slashing at it until it had one hit point, and then he just casually let it run away.
Bonjour.
Oh,
Just in
and
time.
here is John. So,
Yes, who's back?
Who could
Sven,
back
you are
him?
now live on the internet service. Please do not. Oh, who am I kidding? Swear as much as you like.
Oh, thank goodness! I was going to ask that.
Anyone wondering what I was doing on my phone there? I was just tweeting people to say that the stream is back on.
Did someone mention cursing? Murder.
Oh, okay. And
Third day.
Well, day to you, sir.
Instead of murd, we got murd day.
Oh God, I'm used to Spanish. I am so sorry. And that was live on the air for all the world to see.
we
Sucre
apologize
blah.
to all of our French speakers.
It's like, is he an elf or is he European? You never know.
Yeah.
We can tell by his travel rations. What do you have in your travel rations?
Well,
I've got a fine selection of cheeses. I have a French croissant, pain au chocolat.
You guys, I think he might actually be gay and not French at all.
Happy with that.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this dwarf cleric a lot. Or
That was completely out of character. She would
Nope,
never say
too
that.
late now. Too late now.
Oh God.
Okay.
There's a very big difference between me and my poor little dwarf druid.
Alrighty then. And so, with everyone here, we shall now begin the story. So, Just need to cue up some appropriate atmospheric music. Let's see, where are you? Here we are.
Let's cue Lucas's theme.
Completely different series. And so, you begin to follow the trail of blood created by your, created by Crowley as the wolf continues to bleed out. Between his skills as a hunter and Seth's skills as a ranger and history with this particular type of enemy, you are able to continue hunting. You're able to continue hunting the wolf. As you do so, the woods darken. The trees almost interlocking to block out what little light there is in the night sky. And the mist gets thicker and thicker until eventually it becomes a very thick fog. It silently envelops you all until you can't see more than a few feet in any direction. Soon, even the tracks and the trail of blood you were trying to follow slowly disappears. And
Guys, stay close. Don't want anyone wandering off in this unnatural fog.
And
just
I'm going to really quickly draw my sword and shield and prepare to attack anything that ambushes us from the fog.
Just before we continue, I took a bit of a looking at when I fought those werewolves. Any of you useless people could make yourself a bit less useless and give me some of that good feeling stuff.
I'm sure a beast like you can take it.
Well, I can, but I'd really appreciate it if you get me some of the good stuff.
If anyone has any access to healing, perhaps you should heal up now.
I'm sure you're doing fine so far. So and with that, I cast Healing Word.
Your healing word was, I'm sure you're fine so far.
The healing word was fine, I reckon.
Okay, so with that, I believe, which dice do you have to roll?
It's a D4 plus stat.
Okay. Okay, with that...
I continue being amazing.
And with that, as you hear a smoothing feeling come over. You're not quite sure if she's actually did anything, but you feel a little bit better, so you'll roll with it.
I give you a tentative little wave, and then I turn away, really embarrassed by myself, and just go to the back of the group.
Jonan, I want to pull out a length of rope and sort of thread it from hand to hand. Hold on to this. Let's not get lost.
Okay.
Can you still see the trail?
No, the trail has started to disappear amongst you. You can literally only just see a few inches in front of you at this point.
That's fine. Crowley's going to get low to the ground and sort of just continually search for his blood.
As you continue onward, just stepping forward slowly, trying to feel your way out. We're holding on to the rope to try and make sure that the group doesn't get separated. At long last, the mist finally starts to dissipate.
Sorry guys, I missed the last things you said as my computer was awesome enough to disconnect.
Oh, great!
We've not progressed very far. We've just exited the mist now.
Yes, and you've regained 4 hit points from a rather shy healing word.
Also, at this point, Maldrath will take the opportunity to say, Friend Orc, how do you feel? You require more healing.
Oh,
Is he dead again? Oh no.
Yes, you're the only orc here.
Yeah, we'll do something.
Use my healing spell, the old cure wounds, I think.
Okay.
Can I move to the front of our group on this little thing?
Yeah, sure. As he places a hand on you to cure your wounds, and you're feeling a lot better than you were previously. As the mist clears, you see that you are on a very simple country road. You don't see your trail, but 2 things stand out to you. The first, and the most promising feature, is a dead body. It's lying on its front, just covered in blood, and is... there's very clearly no hope of saving him. Standing over him is a rather somber-looking man who is mostly concealed by a simple traveling cloak. but he has short black hair, and whilst he's looking at the body with some concern, he seems to be incredibly relaxed. As you approach, he suddenly notices your presence and casts his eyes to your direction. Hello there. I don't recall seeing you. I don't think I saw you in the village.
So, real quick. So we've just walked through a forest, basically. Now we're on a country road.
Yeah, well, as far as you're aware, you've just been marching through the fog. You haven't really seen anything. This is like the first... You're not really 100% sure of your geography at this point. You've just been following the trail. The forest is now pretty much cleared. There's still little signs of woodland around you, but you're not really 100% sure if you're still within the forest or on the outskirts or anything. At the moment, geography is confusing at this point.
What village are you talking about?
Why, the village of Borovia. Are you not aware of this?
Am I aware of that village?
No, that's the first time you've heard of that name, actually.
Ward steps forward towards the dead body and examines it whilst he's talking.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Just going to step up to stand in front of this guy. No, I can't say I've heard of Borovia, and I've travelled quite a bit in my time. Which direction is it?
It's very simple, really. You just follow the roads. Whereabouts are you from, then?
Here and there. I'm
Is
sorry.
Is anyone going to mention this thing down here?
Yes, it's rather tragic. And in response to your investigation check, this guy looks like a wuss. I mean, he just died from one single hit. This just looks like one stab wound. I mean, really, you could have taken like 10 of these.
That's about the amount of attention I've been paying whilst I've been fiddling with technical stuff, so that sounds about right.
Perhaps I should have a look.
You have me at a bit of a loss. I do not know you either, sir. What's your name?
My name is Ivan Lostborn. I'm a traveling merchant. I decided to take a nice, peaceful stroll around here, and, well, as you can see, I found this poor man lying on the road. His luck was not with him.
What time is it right now?
I would also like to insight check that.
Okay, both of you can insight check. Okay. First off, in response to your investigation, Maldrath, you, with your particular line of work, have a better grasp of these things. It looks like this guy was shot by an arrow. The arrow has since been pulled out, but it's very clear that it was like a very quick, swift blow to the back. The guy probably didn't even know it was coming until it was too late.
I am also going to insight check this dude.
Okay.
Can I just ask what time is it about now?
Generally it is
For his little stroll.
This little stroll, it was with the time of the marching, you left around, I want to say, I want to say you left at around 10:30ish, and it's been a couple of hours, so you're thinking it's just after midnight, although, given the nature of the fog, you're not really 100% sure how far you've marched.
Okay.
And in response to all of your insight checks, he seems like a perfectly nice dude. Like, a little cold, maybe, but otherwise he seems okay.
Sorry. I'm just gonna jump and say it. Did you kill this thing down there? I mean, I don't really care, but did you?
No, of course not. I'm afraid my skills aren't in the assassination territory. Plus, it would be a bit foolish for the killer to just hand around the dead body, don't you agree?
Well,
Never mind the
for
rest.
me.
Have you seen any damn werewolves?
Werewolves? Not in recent memory.
What
They
was the
do
name of our
prowl
town,
the countryside.
sir? Was it Fallreach or Falconreach? What was the town we were protecting?
Far
called,
Coast?
sir?
Far Coast.
Far Coast. How far are we from Far Coast?
Far Coast? I've not heard of that name. I would say a good distance.
The hell are we?
As for,
Much more important question. You said you're a merchant. Have you got anything alcoholic on your person?
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? No, I'm
Yeah.
afraid I only sell flashy trinkets, mainly to tourists like yourselves.
I'm gonna kind of look at him, think about the far distance, look back at the fog. Can I try and detect if there's any magic coming from it? Can I do like an Arcana check or something?
An Arcana check on the fog? Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Given your background, making me a nature check.
Yeah, a lot of things aren't adding up here, Ivan. Can I see your wares?
Why, sure. He pulls into his cloak and just reveals like a few trinkets. They're not really like anything to write home about. They're just like a few. They're basically like the medieval equivalent of keychains. Like some of them, they're little bits of models on a string. Some are a couple of ravens, one of which is a crescent moon, the other is a bat. And Nico from as far as you can tell, Keldrin, it's very, very thick fog. You're not really 100% sure. It's not. You're thinking it's really strange, but you can't quite put your finger on it.
Okay. I want to walk in it inside until I lose sight of the others again.
You're
Okay.
still holding on to the rope.
Still holding on to the rope,
Okay.
and then walk back out. And kind of look around when I'm inside.
Okay, so you're walking into the fog.
Yes.
Okay.
As far as I can, like to the point where I cannot see any of the others.
Okay. You start to walk through the fog, and then very quickly, like it's only like about 20 steps at most, the fog comes back in incredibly thick. You're entirely unsure, and on top of that, the fog itself, it's starting to feel really, really oppressive. Like you're thinking, if I could continue walking, it's gonna be really draining on my energy.
I clutch the rope with both of my hands. And can I do another one from in here, or is that not too much?
Yeah,
Kinda-
sure.
like,
I'd
kinda
say
look
now that you're
around.
further inside it.
And while this is going on, Jean would like to approach this merchant completely oblivious to any ulterior motive and say, bonjour, my good man. How much for a trinket?
For something as simple as this, only a few copper pieces. 4, I'd say.
I fork it over and buy a raven.
Very good. Pleasure doing business. And in response to that nature check, yeah, this is not natural. Like, it's one thing for the fog to have been thick and come across so quickly. Like, you're high in the mountains, it's probably happening. But for it to be this oppressive, and for the trail to have suddenly come dead, this is not natural fog. It has been created by some natural sorcery, and very powerful one.
Okay, I'm gonna go back out, like keeping very tight grasp on the rope, and just kind of run back out, and stand there outside the fog, looking extremely disturbed.
Yes, you are able to make it back pretty quickly, like continuously following the rope, and as you're getting closer and closer back towards the road, the oppression starts to lift off, and you feel your energy return to you.
Okay.
So, Ivan, are you about to head back? Are you about to continue down this road, or?
That it. I'd probably not. I like to take a few midnight strolls just to see how the area looks.
Well,
So-
don't go into that fog.
Why?
Oh?
It's. I just went back to check. I am sorry.
It's fine, girl. Take your time.
I think it's just not natural, if you know, because we came out apparently a lot further from where we went in. So if you want to get back home, you probably shouldn't go through there, because who knows where you'll end up, right? Right?
Ah, I see. You're not from here. That makes sense why you do not know.
What?
I'm sorry, my dear, but this land, it is cursed. Has been for a long time.
Cursed?
Yes, that fog envelops all from here. Very few who can leave. So, our citizens have been trapped here for generations. Like it or not, you are now residents of Borovia.
Is there no way through the damn fog?
From what I understand, only a few select creatures can make it through. Werewolves, some vampires, and from what I understand, anyone who is on good favor with the Dark Power that rules this land.
Hey, I tuned out most of what you said, cause, I just listened to my bits. But, did you say we're trapped here?
Yes, that is what I said.
And where's the one who controls this land?
He gestures a finger backwards, and you look. It's a very distant rolling over the hill. You can see a small village in the distance, and just beyond that, on a high mounting point, is a dark castle with some lights shining through it.
I'm just gonna kind of sit on the floor and stare at the ground for a little bit.
He sits in that castle, looking over all he surveys.
Ward will probably regret this, but tries to walk into the mist.
All right.
Stop! Take a rope! And I kind of toss in my end.
Do you accept the rope?
If you can hold on to me, you can certainly give it a shot.
Alrighty then, you march firmly into the fog. Keldrin, make me a strength saving throw.
Oh no.
This is gonna turn out great, you guys.
You
dear.
try so hard to hold on, but given that Ward wasn't even really thinking about you, just kind of even vaguely, just sort of reluctantly clutching the rope as he walks on, you are not prepared for his strength, and as such fall flat on your face.
Oh god!
And the rope slips out of your hand. Meanwhile, Ward, you continue to walk into the mist, and it is just like Keldrin before you, you are starting to feel the oppressive nature of this fog. You can't see anything in front of you, and it is slowly sapping your energy.
Oh no! Attempt to turn back.
Alrighty then. You turn back, and surprisingly, it's a lot easier coming back than it is making any progress forward. You're back on the road, exactly where you started.
We didn't notice any strength training when we came here, right? Only when I tried to get back.
Yeah, only when you try to get back.
Cool.
Ward makes his way back over to the mysterious gentleman and picks him up by the scruff of the neck.
Look, what? What have you done? What are you doing?
All right. How do you get out of here?
I just said you have to make good arrangements with the man in the castle.
And I told you I only listen to my bits because they're the good bits. How do I get out of here?
The man in the castle.
I'm going to attempt to talk our good orky friend down here. And to that tune, I'll say something like, Now it won't do for us to start assaulting merchants on the road.
Listen, there's two ways to get information from people, and this is the way that I like to get information from people. So unless you want some of this, you be quiet.
No, I know this is very, very tragic news for you, but please calm down.
I'm going to cut in here. Yes, I appreciate your method. I appreciate your methods, but this man, I do not believe this man actually knows much more than he does.
Listen, Ivan, look me in the eyes and tell me. I would like to use my Haunted One feature here, where he's probably not a commoner, but if he is a commoner like he says he is, he has to help me or he's terrified of me.
Okay.
It's hard to get in.
Do I have to make any rolls, or is it just a half?
No, it'll only work if he's a commoner.
Okay. I've looks in the eyes and goes, I do not know anything more. You have to ask the man in the castle.
Then where is he?
He points again to the castle on the hills.
That was brilliant.
Jean legitimately at this point stifles a laugh as this happens, because it is just so absurd, and he makes another entreaty to Ward. I'm as upset about our situation as you are, my friend, but I doubt we're going to get much more information out of this particular source, so please put the good man down.
That's one thing I actually agree with. And now that Ward actually believes him, he's going to literally throw him over himself and head forward.
Okay, then. Which direction are you throwing him, Alec?
Well, I was throwing him behind me, which is where Crowley actually is.
I'll think fast.
Okay, you actually make me a strength check just to see how far you throw him.
Oh no!
You just, without thinking, you just throw him over your shoulder, which catches even Ivan by surprise. Going, whoa! Unfortunately, it also catches Crowley by surprise, and he knocks him back for just take 4 blood. We'll say. Yeah, I'll just say, hang on. You take 7 bludgeoning damage as he just throws over and hits you across the body as he does so.
Can I go and assist Ivan up a minute?
Sure.
I apologize for my companion's lack of tact.
I'm going to do the same thing and help him to his feet, just muttering under my breath, "Pardon, pardon."
No, it is fine. I understand these are stressful times. And at this point, let's see, yeah, Keldrin, Seth, and Ward, make me perception checks.
Nice.
And last but not least.
That's all of them.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. So, the dice rolls rolled. Okay. With that, you all instantly hear it. You suddenly realize that there is a distinct sound on the air. It sounds. There is a lot of fluttering, and you can suddenly hear. As you start to train your ears towards it, you hear the thousands and thousands of as from the sky, if I can get Roll20 to where from the sky, several swarms of bats descend onto from the sky and dive straight towards you. I would like you to roll initiative.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, that's like they're probably just here to welcome us, guys. It's gonna be fine.
I, for one, am preparing for a TPK.
I don't think this
Not
cleric's
by
good
me.
at rolling initiative.
And just grabbing something, hang on.
Managed to get a 1. Pretty proud of going last.
There we go. Okay, so anyone above 20? Doesn't look like it. Anyone 20 to 15?
19.
18.
15.
Looks
Crowley's
like-
also
Oh yeah, Crowley.
19.
Okay, Crowley and Nico. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, keep doing that. Sorry, Crowley and Keldrin. Could you just roll a straight D20 to see who goes first out of you two? Okay, so Crowley first, then Keldrin, then. Followed by Seth, Maldath, and then Ward. Okay. And now for a slight change in music.
You're going to get something high tempo.
High
No.
techno.
Or is it going to be spoopy?
Oh no, more creepy this time.
Spoopy.
Spoopy, scary skeletons.
The bats descend.
I know this music. It makes me happy.
Okay, the bats descend towards you. Sorry, moving the wrong token. There we go. Okay, as they
Yeah,
dive
could
towards
you lower
you.
the music ever so slightly?
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Cheers.
Okay, the bats moving towards you, slightly quieter. Crowley, your action.
Crowley, are you still with us? Because I haven't heard you talk for quite a while. Is your mic still connected?
He's in the chat.
Yeah, he's been rolling.
Talk about
And he
dark
seems
and
to be
brooding, but
talking,
bloody
yeah.
hell.
Alrighty then. Crowley, if you can still hear us, maybe type in the Roll20 chat.
Yeah, we can't hear you, man.
Can you imagine all the things, like the gems we've missed? 'Cause
Yeah,
we've not been.
Can you guys hear me?
We can now.
Can now.
Can now.
That's amazing. I've been doing so much shit.
I was about to say, I was very curious why you didn't have any rebuttal for me throwing someone on you.
Oh right. Yeah. So this is gonna be really interesting. So as I was just saying, with my blade still up to Ward's throat, I'm gonna say, now Ward, I would seriously dislike for us to end these years of travel together, but you are quickly approaching the height of my displeasure.
I would seriously not like to end you, Crowley.
And you know you couldn't, Ward. That's why you've travelled with me.
Bats? Attacking?
Bats, they're just vermin. I care little. What I don't like is people throwing people at me. People actively trying to piss me off.
Okay, at this point, the bats are descending on you, so you're gonna have to act now, please.
No, that's it. I'm not doing anything to the bats. That's my turn.
Okay, alrighty then. Keldrin, you're up.
Okay, first off, do they seem like aggressive? Do they seem like unnatural?
Oh yeah, they want to eat you. They want to eat you all.
Rabies
Alright,
is no joke.
Alright, I am going to panic again a little bit, and then just go, I've been so useless, and I'm gonna rush right into here.
Okay.
And I am going...
There's a
if I
slight
can-
rise here, so the movement might be slowed down a bit. Like you can climb over it, but it would be double the movement, so this would be like 20 foot. Okay, so that's better. And what are you gonna do with these? Oh, so you're gonna try and attack them, is that?
Or eat them.
Wait, is your audio gone dead now? What the heck's going on?
Sorry, can I move into that space?
Yes, you can.
Fantastic, then I'm going to cast Thunderwave.
Oh,
And they get a Constitution saving throw or take half damage.
okay. That is a is it a 20-foot cube or a 10-foot cube?
15 foot.
15, yeah.
Okay, so from you that would be. Okay, that would.
So that hits Jean as well.
I
That's
think...
why I wanted to get up, but it's just, since I can't,
Okay,
so
fair
I'm just
enough.
gonna have to.
Okay, so Ivan will have to make a Constitution save as well. So Yeah.
It's not a radius, it's a square starting from her square.
Yeah.
Okay, so this direction? Okay, then. So... Alright, so square... Okay, yeah, so... Jean, Maldaf, and Ivan and the two bats are going to have to make constitution saving throws. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, it's a wording question. It's like 15-foot cube originating from me.
Hey, I just matched your DC.
If it says cube originating from you, you decide where to put it as long as it starts with you.
Yeah, so basically, if you
Would-
where you are now,
Then I would be
it'll
there
affect
and
9 squares.
hit it out into that direction. If that's the way this works, then. Oh, Pathfinder.
Okay, so in that case, yeah, it'd just be the two bats if you decide to do it then, so...
Yes, I'll try to do it that way then.
Okay, so... And that's another... Okay, and your DC for this is, what was it again?
13.
13. Okay, in that case, one of them makes it, the other doesn't. Go ahead and roll your damage.
That's 6, so one of them takes 3.
Okay. Oh wait, hang on, it's a constitution... Oh yeah, now I'm remembering now. Okay.
And those that failed the save get pushed for 10 feet away from me.
Okay, you run up in your panic and you throw out a distant energy, and at first nothing seems to happen, and then boom! This energy of explosive sound and fury just knocks one of the bats, which sends it spiraling off course and head straight down towards the ground in front of you. The other bats just managed to swerve out the way in time, but were knocked off course. Okay.
Oh shit, now I'm a target. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Okay, and next up it's Jean.
This is gonna be great. I have no area of effect attack, so I'm gonna just flail helplessly at oncoming bats, muttering profanities in French.
Okay, so you holding your action? Oh, no, you're doing that. Okay. Let me just check this. There we go. It's a bit difficult as they're all continuously swarming around you, but you swing up and you manage to get a good chunk of the swarm. You may roll your damage.
Nice.
Okay, so...
Still don't know when to jump in, when to talk. They could talk at any time.
You take
I don't
a
know.
good firm swing at it. You managed to take out at least one of the bats in the swarm, but it still has... It looks like the swarm is still active and ongoing despite that. And next up, it is the bats' turn. The bats continue to swarm angrily. This pair over here flies above you and starts to attack Ivan. Hang on. Wait, sorry, we're currently using push to talk on the microphone, and it's hard to hold the Alt key and the talk key at the same time. Okay, so these bats are now swarming around Ivan, and they will go forward. That's not a hit. They are continuously swarming in on him, and it looks like they're biting Ivan from all directions. He's going under his breath, and he takes. Let's see from the bites. So 2D. Oh my god, he takes about 9 damage from the bite. Actually, wait, no, he doesn't take the plus 4. He takes about 5 damage. It's small, but he's clearly surrounded by the bats, and he's not going to be able to... He's still shrugging off a lot. Alright. And these next swarm of bats, they go to of course, they fly straight towards Keldrin, given that she was the one who knocked them there in the first place.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god!
Sounds about right. That's me in every encounter.
What's your AC?
Hang on. I think it's 15. It's 15. No,
Okay.
14. 14.
Okay, the bats swarm across, and you duck out of most of them, but one or two of them manage to take a few bites of you on their way down. On the way down, so that's let's see. You take 4 points of piercing damage as two of them just sort of make a bite to your arm before flying off and continue to swarm around above you. This next swarm decides to dive in towards Crowley. There we go, seeing the target that hasn't been paid it much attention. I'm going to assume it misses.
It does indeed.
Alright, the bats all swarm towards you angrily. You calmly step aside, watching all of them swarm away, and then turn back toward going, and another thing! Acting as if nothing ever happened. Right? And finally, this swarm over here is going to charge towards you, Jean.
That's a Titanic whiff.
The bats swarm towards you, but you just effortlessly dance out of their way.
I'm just imagining Jean holding up his shield as if he's in a rainstorm.
Yeah, you take a slight sidestep, and even the bats that do catch on time and try to swarm towards you, they just sort of bounce off your shield as you hold it up against them. And now, with that, it comes to Seth's turn.
If I use a hunter's mark on them, that's going to work still, right? It's not just going to only affect one single bat.
No, yeah, it affects all of them.
Right, yeah, I'll mark the one on the dwarf there.
Yeah, in terms of targeting goes, like, I say individual bats for effect, but generally the swarm is just one target.
And I'm going to go for the sharpshooter shot, -5.
Okay, so just to check, which one are you playing to the Hunter Marker? The one on Keldrin?
Yeah, the one on Keldrin, and then I'll shoot the same.
Okay, I'll just add a little... Yeah, that looks nice. Okay. Just double checking the AC. There we go. Yeah, you hit it. You take careful aim. There's some about swarming over Keldrin about to come down, but you see, you wait until they've lined up perfectly, and then you manage to basically take out a good chunk of the storm of that.
Oh my god!
What?
Bat kebabs.
Did you just shish kebab like 6 bats on one arrow? Oh my god!
Yeah, you are so carefully aiming this. You'll wait until suddenly, almost like you take this extra special care, and then you take out. You notice that in one brief instance, most of the swarm forms one perfect line, and you turn them into one bat kebab,
Shish
taking
kebab.
out all except
Shish
from...
kebat.
Of course, taking out all but like 3 or 4 of the bats that still swarm above.
Got a friggin' Legolas up in here.
Yep.
Okay, and next up, Maldaf, your turn.
With these bats the way they are, is this one that's attacking Sven's character, is that still within 5 feet? Because it's sort of like...
Yeah, it's basically, it's kind of difficult to do with the tokens, but essentially they can only attack by entering another player's space, so they're right on top of him.
They're in the same square.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm technically in range of 2 of them.
Yes.
Right. And I'll try and chill touch. I'll chill touch the one that, was it Nico? Or whatever his name is, Vlad,
Ivan.
Ivan. That's the one. I was just going through like European names. I was like, it's something like that.
I'm just the villain of the thing now. I guess.
Well, mystery solved. We did it, guys.
To get out my vampire fangs.
Of course, always suspect the shy ones.
I mean, yeah.
May I just interject into this conversation with blur?
So yeah, roll the tilt shutter. Is it? Do I have to make a deck save or?
I shall find out in a minute.
Okay,
This is literally my first day doing this.
that's fair enough. I'm in the same mode, and the reason I'm pausing occasionally is that Swords of Roll20 has a character sheet for everything except the swarm of bats. It has a character sheet for one singular bat, which
Yeah. No, I don't think they make a save.
okay.
Just a bit of a pertinent question. Are they undead bats?
No, they're regular bats.
Okay, then.
They're just regular bats that just seem a bit blood crazed for whatever reason.
Yeah, you just make an attack roll.
Yeah, as the bats bounce off the swarm and try to, they all cluster back together to try and get the attack. You reach out a hand and manage to touch several of them in a single wave. Take roll your damage.
Jonan, the swarm of bats is in the Roll20 compendium. If that helps.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try and get that up in a second. So, ooh. Wait, hang on. Is the 17 the damage or the? Oh yeah, yeah,
It's
that's
two
right.
damage.
So 2 damage, right?
It hits both of them because of my Reaper feat.
Wait, it hits both. What? So, it hits both Sven as well.
No, it hits both bats because they're.
Oh, okay. Yeah, in that case, both bats take. It's a little difficult. What would there be so many bats in the swarm? But you managed to grasp 2 of them, and 2 bats just instantly fall dead as soon as they touch it. But the rest of the swarm is still going strong. And with that, Wards, you're up.
Okay. Ward looks kind of eyes still deadlocked on Crowley at this point. If you were a lesser man, would come to blows now. Now stand still! And he swings his greatsword, trying his best not to impale Crowley.
If you roll a 1 now, amazing.
No problem. Crowley
Doesn't even flinch. Doesn't even flinch.
Yeah, he just doesn't even flinch. He stands still like he's told, and you, due to your years of trust, you know that it's going to be fine. You put all power in your swing and managed to get quite a good chunk of them.
Crowley gives him a wry smirk, which no one can see because it's beneath his mask.
Several bats are swatted down, and the swarm only just manages to maintain its composure, but it's looking a lot smaller now. After that, we go back up to the top of the round. Crowley, you up.
So if I was to step back, would I get flanking with this?
I would say yes.
And yeah,
Keep in mind, their threat square is the square they're in. So if you jump out of that, they get an attack unity.
Ah, yes.
I'm fine with this.
Okay, then.
Nice.
Just with the cloak, just push them to one side.
Yeah, the bats dive for you as they come towards you. However, what with everything, they were so confused that several of them just dive straight into the ground and taking a few seconds to actually get back up.
The Crowley is just gonna twist, and as he turns, he's gonna whip them away with his cloak. And as he comes around, he's gonna bring both blades straight through them.
Alrighty then, roll your attack. Okay. The first attack manages to I'm assuming, is this with advantage or is it two separate attacks?
That was advantage, so 26, 11 damage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, with that, you can clearly see that seeing your chance, you bring your blade down straight into them.
I missed everything you just said.
I took the maths off because I stopped myself just to calculate the damage. You swing straight into them, taking out several bats. The rest of them manage to pick themselves off the ground and fly away, but you can tell that this is a much smaller swarm. They're not going to pose much of a threat, even if they're still fighting.
So are they dead or are they alive?
No, they're alive, but their power has been significantly reduced.
Alright, so... Seeing as Ward likes to kill stuff, I will try to steal his kill.
Okay.
So another 11 damage, 2 of it lightning.
Okay. That is just enough. You see the opportunity as they all fly away. You come straight up with like 2 swift after lightning covered blades, and you bring down the rest of this swarm. It is out.
If you were a lesser man, Ward, I'd be offended. Just try to pay attention next time and not throw someone at me. We've got plenty of other targets.
I'll try to rough up other things.
There's only one time when you need to rough me up. I think we both know that, right?
Ward does not reply to that.
And on that ominous note, Keldrin, your turn.
While there's this wonderful manly drama going on here, I'm just surrounded by bats. Shish kebab just went past my face. I'm just gonna... Fire worked! So I'm gonna cast Produce Flame again. If this was Pathfinder, I'd get an attack of opportunity. They'd get an attack of opportunity on
No, that's
not this.
unfortunately not a thing.
Oh, yes! Okay,
Yeah.
then I'm gonna try and randomly wave my hand around and try and get bats.
Okay then. Sorry, remind me, is that a dex save from me or an attack roll from you?
It's an attack roll from me.
Okay.
It's a spell. It's technically a ranged spell attack, so that's like up to your discretion. If I can just like.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do spell. We'll say it's. Yeah, just make me a spell attack roll.
Okay.
That.
Ooh.
That just hits. You are just flaming around with this fire in your hand, and you're not really. You've got your eyes closed because you're really not sure if you're hitting anything, but you think you hit something. Roll your damage.
I hear squeaking. Oh my god! Oh my god! This is perfect. I love this.
This is wonderful.
Wonderful. I'm sorry.
You are just swinging your fire around, and most of the bats are really wise and dancing around it, apart from one that gets slightly singed.
There's one that goes, and I'm like, sorry.
And with that, unless you want to do anything else, it goes round to Jean's turn.
Speaking of flailing, I'm going to do the time-honored American tradition of trying to swat at these things like they're flies.
Okay, and because Crowley's near you, you get flanking on this one. Oh wow!
Oh sweet Jesus!
Okay, roll your damage. Okay, calculating. You watch as the swarm comes in, and not to be outdone by Seth, you hold your sword, you wait, you wait, you wait. Perfect line! You swipe across, taking out several of the bats of the swarm in a really impressive chunk, leaving the rest of the swarm to scatter and try to recover itself. It's only just managing to keep the rest of its composure, but it's looking a lot less stronger than it was.
Right,
Okay, it's looking a lot less stronger, sorry.
that was a lot more dignified than I was imagining. I was just picturing Jean holding his sword up above his head and just wildly swinging like it's a whirlwind.
With that, it now comes back to the bat's turn, and this swarm decides to go straight to the one that just clobbered it.
Sacre bleu! Ow!
Yep,
I was
that's
joking.
Alrighty, they continuously bite around you. Some of them all seem to aim for the mustache. You take 5 points of piercing damage.
You faintly in the swarm, the group can hear, "Not my mustache."
And
There is no laughter.
Crowley makes sure to turn back and look at Ward and be like, "There you go, that's the person."
Ward silently nods.
The bats continue to attack Ivan. And Ivan seemingly manages to duck out of the way. Although, Maldorf, could you make me a perception check, please?
They're not actually biting him. He's pretending.
Or they have some cunning plan, you don't know. Actually, Maldorf does know. You look at them and you notice that as he was ducking, he makes a very strange gesture. In fact, for someone who was bitten by a swarm of rats, he doesn't seem to have been affected too much. And with that, this last swarm of bats tries to swarm in on Keldrin, because, again, she tried to set them on fire. And actually, because
my bond with nature, it makes them avoid me.
well, not quite. It's more the fact that you're still going, "Oh god, oh god, oh god," whilst with a fiery hand, and they're thinking, "Actually, no. You know what? We'll just back off, back off."
That does sound more likely. That does sound more likely.
And with that, we go round to Seth's turn.
Yeah, I just realised I've got to do my hunter's mark damage last round, so I'll remember it this round.
Okay.
I'm going to go with a longbow.
Righto. Yeah, okay, that definitely hits them. Roll your damage. And yeah, as the bats continuously try to fire away, you try to fire away with a flame. You use this opportunity, take another careful aim, and you smack several more out of the sky with a single arrow. And the rest of the bats flee from sight and disappear. That's another swarm.
Cool, and with a bonus action, I'm going to move my hunter's mark onto the ones that are on Vlad.
Okay, and it's Ivan. Just
well,
same thing.
It's Vlad now.
I swear you're doing this on purpose.
So wait, Vlad is injured or not injured?
Oh, God. Ivan, well, as far as you know, he's just been bitten by rats. It's only really Maldorf that's caught on that something doesn't seem right.
Bats, right? Not rats.
Yeah, bats.
Same difference.
No, they are flying rats.
True. Speaking of which, Maldorf, it's your action.
At this point, what did I actually see? He was controlling the bat.
He seemed to be, from what you can tell out from the distance, he seemed to be motioning the bats as he ducked away to make sure they flew over, and he seems to be almost unaffected by the bites. Like he's looking suitably afraid, but he doesn't seem to be really injured as such.
I just want to say I'm stood right next to him. It's not from a distance. I'm literally beside him.
Yeah, right next to him. You just noticed. Yeah.
In that case, I shall pull my longsword and say to him, try doing an intimidation on him. I say, "The god of death casts his gaze upon you. What are you doing?"
Ivan. Oh, Ivan looks at the blade going, "Are you quite sane, young man?"
Perfectly.
Ivan stares at you, with a prick of fear down his face. Then... Odd. Good. It would have been such a shame if you had fallen for this old ruse. And with that, Ivan grabs your sword, just straight up grabs it. Like he's the blade doesn't even he's not even flinching as he does so. And make me a strength saving roll.
It is silver lined. I mean, what are vampires dealing with in D&D? Are they averse to silver?
As far as you know, he's a very strong man.
This is just a man.
Do what the DM tells you. Just do it.
He just grabs your sword and then with a large amount of strength you did not expect, just throws you backwards 5 feet to about here. You're still managing to hold on onto your sword, but you were not expecting it to have this much strength.
Bells.
He chuckles and goes, "If you survive, I suppose new introductions are in order." And with that, Ward, it's your action.
Oh, what the hell did I just see?
You saw, from your perspective, you saw Maldav suddenly pull a sword at Ivan, and then Ivan just shoving him back.
I mean, you heard what they said, right?
Well, you, Jean, and I would say Keldrin did, because you're close enough. Ward's just because you're slightly...
May I make a perception on it? Because it will significantly change what I do.
Yes.
Can I get the same then?
Yes.
Do I need to, or do I just hear it because I'm there?
Not the problem. I'm gonna kill some on the French dude.
Yeah, Ward, you only really listen to your own bits.
Well played.
I hear everything.
Sev, you hear everything, and you you didn't need to make a perception check, Sven. You were right next to him.
Okay,
it was only really
doing
Seth
that
and
anyway.
Ward because they were a distance, yeah. And yeah, Seth hears everything. So Ward, make your attack against the bats.
Ward swings his blade into the bats with somewhat of a careful regard for the noble of Frenchness.
In his head, Jean's just muttering a madness mantra. Nazi mustache, Nazi mustache.
You're a little bit nervous because you don't know this guy nearly as well as Ellie, but you feel good. You swing and you do manage to get a good hit. Roll your damage. You firmly swipe several bats out of the air, and now, like with the last time, the swarm is now significantly smaller. That isn't going to pose much of a threat. A few more good hits, that'll finish them.
That's Ward done now.
Yeah, they're wearing down. They're still alive, but their attacks are going to do less damage. And next up, that's the top of the round, so Crowley, your action. Crowley, sorry.
Move behind, sort of opposite Ward, as he brings his sword through them. I just ready for them to scatter and just bring the swords down either side of them.
Righto.
I am, however, going to look at Ivan Drago over there. Just give him a dirty look, almost.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Right, so that's actually more damage than that.
Okay.
So it's 13 damage on that one.
I'll be right back.
Okay. you take with the tag team combo that you two have developed through all these years. Crowley's taken Ward took a big hit and managed to smack many of them, and as they swarmed round to try and regroup, you you effortlessly leap up and with a whirlwind of slashes take out a large chunk of the storm. There is now one solitary bat in this swarm. It's looking angry, and it will continue. And you are not standing for this. You take one more slice, and it is gone.
No, get the mustache.
That is another swarm down.
So with this one, I want to just bring it, and it's just this flurry of blows, and I do want to just almost trail his body, just to prove that if I wanted to, I could have done more.
Yeah, you are just. It's almost like Metal Gear Rising that you leap up into the air and you're just continuously slashing this one bat, slicing it into smaller and smaller pieces until it almost looks like mincemeat as it falls to the ground. Okay, and with that,
I'm just gonna finish my movement by flanking Ivan with Ward and just be like, so you said if we survive this, am I to take that as a threat?
Ivan chuckles. Interpret it how you wish.
I do believe it's Keldrin next, actually.
It is, yes. But he's also gonna, at this point, if I could just get something up.
I'm back, by the way.
Well, hey. There we go. He is going to use a legendary action to to take an attack on Ward.
This is Ivan, yeah?
Yeah, Ivan is going to use a legendary action to do an unarmed strike on Ward. So let's see.
I choose to take this as a threat.
I interpret that as a threat, yeah.
Classic flared.
I like to imagine with his boxing gloves on, he goes, "I will break you." Plus
All
9,
right.
shit.
Is that a hit?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and so if I can just see what the damage is again.
Fuck.
Okay, let's see.
I was joking. This isn't actually Ivan Drago, right?
He's punching, right? He's not slashing.
Yeah, it's just an unarmed strike. So you take 10 bludgeoning damage as he as he just sort of punches you straight across the jaw, and then just smiles and goes, "For earlier."
You know what? I didn't like you anyway.
All right, and from that, Keldrin, you're up.
Well, 3 guesses to what I'm doing. I still got bats in front of me and a flaming hand, so...
Okay, you run towards the bats that were just kind of hovering above Ivan now, and you're using your flaming hand, so yeah, roll the attack. Okay! I'm assuming it's double damage for crit?
And another one.
That is another one?
Another dice, so...
Oh, another die, not double.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how we're doing.
Alright, so that's 6. You dive straight in, and the bats that were just kind of hovering above, waiting for further instructions, did not see this coming, and as such, you managed to take out a large chunk of them, leaving just about 4 or 5 bats that are surprised and now very angry with you.
Crowley is
Okay.
also surprised.
Question, like, I realized that he, like, suddenly turned on all of us, yes? Because I was
Yes.
close enough. I'm gonna, that's my turn for now. Can
Okay,
can I take another step back? Can I take a step back again?
Yeah, you've got plenty of movements.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
pretty
take a
sure
step
you're going to
back.
take attacks of opportunity, though.
Yeah, I was just about to
I
say.
don't think think she would
Not
know.
from the bat. It's not from the bats either, because it's only what square of air octagon.
Yeah,
It would be from Vlad.
If he
Yeah.
wants to, yeah.
but
Yeah.
Vlad just kind of, as you step back,
Ivan.
to you and goes, cute. And then turns his attention back to the others, at which point, Jean, it's your turn.
Okay, seeing this going down, John is going to move a square to his right, and with a cry of "Vermin!" attack Ivan. Actually,
Okay.
Shit.
Merde.
Jesus Christ!
Merde indeed.
Once again, you charge. Ivan this time just catches your blade with 2 fingers, just stopping it dead. It just goes,
All right, Eisen, calm down.
you are all slow learners. Make me a strength saving roll.
Oh Jesus!
You just barely manage to regain your footing as he just casually tosses the weapon back with you still attached to it. You're just stopping yourself, almost with Maldav kind of just sort of giving you an extra pat on the back to make sure that you don't collide with him.
I think that was an appropriate time for Sacre Bleu.
And it now comes to their turn. With a smirk, Ivan casually points towards you, and the bats swarm towards Jean. And now, time for their attack.
Oh, Sacre
Ouch.
Bleu.
You were
44.
not expecting this.
No, I wasn't. In or out of character.
It's a crit fest in here.
This is a perfect time for a sacre bleu.
Yeah, actually it is. Sacre Bleu. Could be worse.
Yeah, you take 6 piercing damage as there's only a small number of them, like 4, but they are very vicious, and this time there's no mistaking it. They are aiming straight for your mustache as they bite you on all 4 corners of your face.
Let me translate something really quickly.
Did you just say
God.
4 corners of his face?
Yeah,
He's
like
got a square
once
face.
they're just all biting round his mustache at this point, so they're all.
As,
That's how big his mustache is. It covers all 4 corners of his face.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
as this is happening and Jean is fighting bats off of his mustache, the group can hear him proclaim "Enfoiré," which is French for fuckers.
Okay. French listeners can comment whether that's true or not. Okay. And with that, at the top of the round, it now goes back to Maldav.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I'm at the bottom of the round.
You missed Seth.
Oh yeah, Seth, sorry. Seth, your turn.
They missed me, I think.
Okay. Let's regather. Yeah, it's Seth. So go ahead.
I'm gonna go for the bats.
I mean, do French people have chisel chins? Oh, that's nice.
Nice. Once again, you just calmly, steadily aim and fire. Roll it.
I was just expecting someone like, Steve from Minecraft. 4 corners of the face. I did not see that coming. That's good. Gotta see what he does with this.
Okay. You can just see either the fact that they're all just clutching to Jean's face is actually making this much, much easier for you. You aim, shoot, and take 3 of them clean off his face. The one solitary bat that remains of this swarm lets go and sort of flies up, staring angrily towards you.
Damn bats.
And with that, it now comes to Maldav's turn.
The hell of a trick shot, bloody hell. Alright, in this case, I will just step sideways. And can I perceive Ivan? Can I tell can I tell if he's undead or not?
Alright, make me an Arcana check.
Oh no.
Actually, you know what? Oh, never mind.
Oh, well, if it's something I'm good at, then yeah, do that.
I was gonna say they were gonna be Arcana or Knowledge, but I think they use the same modifier, don't they?
You could use religion though, right?
I was thinking more because he has, given his nature, he probably does have a knowledge of this things rather than but I would guess with that role, it's kind of academic. He doesn't seem quite human. I mean, he's paler than most, but for all you know, this could be a very terrible climate. I mean, have you seen this fog?
Well, I mean, it was rather academic anyway, but I'm going to, it was just to be sure, but I'm going to chill touch him anyway.
Okay.
So, as I'm watching everyone attack him, does he seem to be bothered in the slightest?
Oh, God, not though. In fact, as you move on, you you make the attack on him, and alrighty, you Maldorf, roll your damage. Hang on, sorry, let me just check one thing. I'm 90% sure that hits, but I'm just making sure. Yes, it does. He didn't seem to see your attack coming, he doesn't seem to be trying to dodge out the way. And Crowley, make me a perception check.
You'll have to move 5 foot forward to do that as well.
It's a ranged attack.
Is that I thought chill touch was a melee?
No, it's ranged. It creates a hand that actually grabs him.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
All right, you
Also,
Crowley, with that perception check, you see the
well,
hand coming forward, and something strange happens. The hand touches him, but you see in a brief flicker of energy, like the damage has been soaked up by something else.
To be honest, I wasn't after the damage, because if he is undead, he gets disadvantage on his attacks.
Oh, okay. So he seems to flinch a little, but otherwise he's not too bothered. And with that, Ward, you're up.
Tell you what, you're sending me down into that dark place, and I attack him.
Is this going to be reckless?
Doesn't need it because I'm flanking.
Oh, right.
This is going to be brutal.
We've done this for a long time.
Good job as advantage.
That's assuming 19 hit.
Yeah, I'm just going to double check that. Alright, oh my god. Yeah, you swing down with all your might, your fury, right on top of him, and it hits. But once again, he really doesn't seem bothered by it. Like his body flinches as if you made contact. It didn't pass through him, but again, he still seems to be just casually absorbing it.
And I noticed this as well, I'm assuming.
You're standing right in front of him. It's a very similar effect to what you saw happen with the chill touch. It hits him, his body reacts, but you don't see any damage, and there's that same strange flicker of energy.
Do we all see that? Sorry.
Crowley only sees it because, to you, it just looks like he hit him and he's no-selling it. He's just, flinching slightly. Crowley, because he made the perception check, has actually seen the same flicker of energy.
Fair enough. I'll find some way to carve you up, just you wait.
Keep trying. And with that, it's top of the round. Crowley, you're up.
Right, Crowley is going to casually just slide his sword to his left, I'm assuming, and try to attack this bat swarm.
Okay. Yep, that hits him, and you just casually just swing your blade upwards, and that takes out the light, which lets out one simple shriek.
Yeah, I'm not taking my eyes off of Ivan, as I say. I
gonna call him
think it's
Vladko just to
clear
piss him
that
off.
we're doing very little to you. We've killed your little friends. It seems like we're not going to be able to finish you off.
Good. You observed that. You're showing a lot more promise than I first thought. And then, with that, he suddenly dashes straight towards the... He suddenly moves down and dashes through up to the hillside up here. You can make an attack of opportunity this way.
I will
We'll
not
take
attack.
a futile attack on him. I won't even roll it.
Okay. You... Yeah, you all, like, swing, but he dodges it.
I do not swing.
Yeah.
I'll try and like flame.
Okay. Ward,
Leave
John...
him.
Yeah, Ward, John, and Keldrin, you all, like, swing your attacks at him, but he just casually dodges past. And then, as he steps on the hillside, looking down at you, he raises himself up, and you see this... He becomes a lot more confident. It's just a slight change in manner. He's a lot less casual, and he stares down at you with a regal manner. And suddenly, you feel a strange pressure in the air, as if you're slowly coming to terms with the immense power that stands before you.
I think they're all wrong, guys.
I would like to back up until I hit something or someone that stops me.
I'll steady her as she backs up.
Okay. He chuckles and goes, "Allow me to give you a proper introduction. My name is Strahd von Zarovich. Welcome to my kingdom of Banovia. Enjoy your stay. You are going to be here for a while. And if the interesting skills I see in you continue to grow, I can tell that we are going to have a lot of fun together."
We are going to have a lot of fun together, because eventually I'm going to kill you.
Good. Keep up that bloodlust. Keep up that keep up that fire. And who knows? I may even be entertained.
Death will claim you.
I'm going.
And also,
sorry, you go
roll
ahead.
20 is quite easy.
Once
you get the hang of it.
At the and Maldas
It does a lot of the calculations for
It
you.
has yet to catch me.
I'm
going-
Crowley.
Most of my things,
Sorry.
I just have to press a button and it does everything for me.
No, go ahead.
I just have to click damage.
I'm going to step forward at this point and say, Strahd, was it? My name is Jean-Gaspard Duvalier. The company of the Kites send their regards. And I would have you know, I say as I pull out the raven I bought, your trinkets are shit.
Ivan chuckles. Dare not mind. Take your complaints with some of the people in the village. Meanwhile, anyone else wish to show me some bravado?
At which
The little
point,
dwarf,
Lord,
perhaps?
snatches the raven from John and bites the head off it.
We asked what it was made out of.
You bite into it, it's made of cheap straw, which you very swiftly spit out.
No, still eat it.
Okay, you notice the texture, you don't care, just chew on it.
Looking straight to Strahd the whole time, slowly chewing it.
Strahd just chuckles.
Crowley will just step to one side so he's next to Jean. Since you were so kind to introduce yourself, I shall introduce myself as well. After all, it's probably wise to know the name of the person who's going to kill you. I am Crowley Shadewin. Just does a low bow.
Strahd
I keep backing up.
chuckles. Crowley, make that a name worth remembering.
There's no need to remember when you're dead. And I just turn and start heading down the road.
It has been fun. Until next time. And before your eyes, he vanishes from sight completely. And is gone.
What? Next time,
Ward,
next time.
regardless, still climbs up that area and mercilessly slashes at the ground where he disappeared.
You hit nothing but dirt.
How is everyone? Anyone injured?
Jean pipes up. A touch, but yeah, it is nothing. I use second wind.
Nico. Not Nico, sorry. Keldrin, you seem spooked. Relax, take a breath.
What? But he just vanished and that's it. I thought he was a merchant.
Lots of people wear masks to hide who they truly are.
I stare at you, just kind of extremely confused by everything going on.
As he walks by, Jean is going to regard this poor dwarven druid, who is about half the size he is, and say, and say with his most brilliant, most French charming smile, say, "What? But you must worry not, my small friend. Everything dies. I've learned as much through years of my trade. We will be fine."
That's very encouraging.
I hope you're not French.
I'm
Wild.
just gonna turn around to the stone wall and just kind
His
of
accent.
thunk my
Oh
head
my
against
God.
the wall and just stay there for a second.
Ward puts his hand on Jean very menacingly. Yeah, everything dies.
Seth, you've been quiet over there. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm just piecing together that obviously this thing is what lives in the castle.
Evidently, it seems that we are also in his territory.
Does
And
this
then he'll
mean
gain us our way out.
Does this mean the werewolves came from here too?
He did say that werewolves can pass through the mist, but whether that was truth or lies, yet to be found. It's safe to assume he's the one conjuring this unnatural mire.
Then he's
I
the one
imagine
actually
the werewolves are tools of his.
I would like to highlight the positives that are happening, as we are abundantly gifted with bat shish kebab for dinner.
I'll pipe up at this and say, yes, Eagle dress seems in order.
Well, he spoke of a town nearby. Do you want to head to that, or are we taking rest here?
Can we trust him not to attempt to murder us? This is his territory.
I feel like he could have killed us just then if he truly wanted.
Yeah, and like we won't be any safer in a town than out here if all of this is his territory, right?
But we don't have to eat bats. We might get a stew or something from a pub.
Bat stew is just as good.
I imagine if it's prepared well, it'd be quite tasty.
Well,
True enough. But I would rather spend my night in a place with decent. I would rather spend my night in a place with decent wine, at least.
You're not so bad, John. I actually agree with that.
Being as Maldrith's role is reassuring everyone that death is natural has been taken up by practically everyone else, he shall move over to the fallen, well, whoever it was, and just pray to the god of death that their soul went to everywhere they were supposed to be, whether it was heaven, hell, or somewhere else.
Okay.
So, hang on, it matters little to me.
Either way, let's get on with it.
I believe the what's the word I'm like? I believe the consensus is to head for town. I do rather like the idea of a bed.
So, Jonan, you said we could see a small town in the distance. How far away are we talking?
It's really not that far away, like half an hour's walk at most.
Beautiful. Start heading off. Just
Okay.
gonna pat the dwarf in the back, leaning down, I suppose. Chin up, Keldrin.
I mean, we can't, like, it would be stupid to try and get through the fog again, right?
I feel, I don't know, you went inside, what do you think?
Listen, I can tell you, it's a particularly draining experience.
If Ward
Not
says
one
that, I agree with him.
I would soon repeat, and I would repeat a lot of bad experiences.
Yeah, it's not something that I think I can do anything about. It's just
Well.
kind of there.
Let's head for town and hope for better hospitality there.
Oh God.
And besides, I can't leave with that undead monstrosity roaming around. He needs to die.
Monsters deserve to be killed. And he'll have his time.
Sometimes it takes a monster to kill a monster.
That's why we exist, right, Ward?
Ward gives him a playful high five.
Yeah, gives it back. Although begrudgingly, like it's almost as if he's like he's not going to put his hand down until I do it.
And with that, the party march is on, and I'm just going to get some notes and move your alt around.
Ward is adding bat shish kebabs to his inventory.
You
Excellent.
grab a couple of bat shish kebabs to you. A lot of them have a lot of the good bits sliced off, but you managed to get about 3 or 4 bat shish kebabs. And there's also a pile of bat mince that Crowley has so kindly left on the floor for you.
Before heading off, sorry, can I just search this body? Because I don't think anyone searched it.
Just gonna.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
I mean, if Keldron wants to help as well, that'd be amazing.
Like,
Yeah, but yeah. If you assist, it's an advantage.
I'll try and help because I am broke as fuck.
Jean is going to slat literally all of his hip flask at this point, muttering about bats attacking his mustache.
Does Keldron actually say she's broke? Like,
yeah, I'm actually gonna be like, well, if we're going to the town, then I mean, the only reason I came along on this job is because I have no.
I think
Crowley,
from what I investigated earlier, he or she
his head slightly and handed
was shot in the back by an arrow.
What? This is she completely overwhelmed. It's just like, but
it's fine. Focus. What do you see on this body? And I'm 24. I got.
Okay, yeah, the two of you, with her assistance, you're looking over the body. It seems that, unfortunately, he has a stab wound, but his fingers have been prized open, and yeah, it looks like, as Maldraff surmised, you theorize that he was shot from behind by an arrow, but a lot of his possessions have been swiped clean. In fact, his fingers, particularly on his left hand, seem to have been prized open, which makes you think that he was holding something, but it was stolen. And you've got a pretty good idea that it was Strahd.
When I did my investigation earlier, did I see any bite marks?
No, you only saw the single arrow shot to the back.
Any clues to his identity?
He just appears to be a simple commoner. It's possible. It's possible he may have had some distinctive role in the village, but if they did, there was no marking to identification of it. He was just seemed to be a simple man that had a simple, unfortunate death.
So we're talking half hour to the village, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm gonna lift him and sort of put him over my shoulder and walk towards town.
Let's bring him back. Maybe he had someone he knew.
Agreed.
And with that, you all begin to walk to the village. It takes about half an hour of quiet trudging, with all of you reflecting on these events. Some of you with resolve from the mission, others with determination that you're gonna kill this guy the next time you see him. Others a bit more terrified about this monstrosity that appeared before you and messed with your heads. But tall shapes begin to loom out of the darkness surrounding everything. The muddy ground underfoot gives way to wet cobblestones. The tall shapes become recognizable as village dwellings. And I'm just going to move you there now.
As we were traveling, would I be able to perhaps commune with the death god and pray for this fellow's soul and maybe try and glean any sort of insight to what we're dealing with?
Sure. Yeah, make me a religion check.
Quick check. I can see a token on the map. I'm not too sure we're supposed to see. So if we go down the road at the crossroads, he's up north. We can see, but I don't know if we're supposed to.
You're supposed to see him. He's a commoner. No, you're meant to see the tokens on here.
I'm only seeing black for now, but that may just be Roll20 buffering.
Yeah, I think it might just be load. Okay, it might be loading. It might be. Hang on, let me just check something.
All I can see is black.
Okay, yeah, that would be why.
Make sure the tokens have site checked.
Yeah, I'm just checking they all
There
have.
we go.
Yeah, I'm giving you sight now. I thought it gave this to some of them, but okay.
Ward gives a few words of wisdom as you journey into the dwellings of urban nature. This is the true wild. Be on your way.
Crowley actually looks at him like, yeah, that's true.
I'm just gonna point out right now that I cannot see the screen. It's just a black box.
I'm
Ward is
working on
standing
it.
in front of you.
Okay.
Has sight. There we go.
Is it still foggy? Like, not as bad as it was, obviously, but is it still, like, slightly?
I'll get to that in a second. I'm just making sure. Can everyone see anything
Sorry.
now?
Yup.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, everyone can see?
I can see.
Yes.
I have been cured of my affliction.
All right.
Praise death.
Crowley is going to. Can he do a perception check?
Give me 1 second to advance to everything. Okay, you made the religion check. You pray to your gods that he passes to his soul, and you try to ask him for guidance, but strangely, there's no reply. Like, not
Cryptic as
even-
ever.
As is that the windows of each town are. You notice that many of the windows have been boarded up. Each of the house, for the pools of blackness, there's very little lights. You get a distant building lit in front of you, but otherwise, it's eerily silent. All you can hear is some sobbing in the distance and some distant knocking. But that is all.
Well, that's actually all I wanted to know as well, so I shan't roll. Be on your guard, this is an unknown.
You only lights you. There are a few lights dotted around in here, but the main ones you see are in this direction straight ahead.
Yeah, I'll head that way.
Okay. So you're all heading this direction?
Ward stops shadowing Jean and moves forward a little bit, but slowly, keeping an eye out for anyone coming out.
Okay. As you're walking around, you see this Commodore guy. He's running around, trying desperate. He's running around as if very, very, very spooked. Just hurrying along, trying to get past it. He just sort of casually runs by you as he does so.
So what do you reckon,
Crowley
guys?
Ward runs after him.
What's going on in here?
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'll just save the time. You instantly sort of run up and catch it and just sort of stops dead, and he kind of looks at you frightenedly.
Don't be scared! Where are the drinks?
The guy looks a little is not sure whether to be afraid or confused, and just points down the road in this direction.
Thank you! And I push him over.
He falls to his feet.
I'm just gonna trail along, sort of forlornly looking at my hip flask, now empty.
Okay. As you do so, anything you guys want to do? Or are you heading straight for the drinks?
Can I speak to the guy who just got pushed over or pushed on?
Yeah, sure. He's just sort of slowly getting himself up, dusting himself off, and is nervously staring at you to see if you are gonna do anything or if you could just run away now.
I'll just say to him, I mean no harm. What seems to be going on here?
He just stares at you.
The man asked you a question, Crowley says, covered in blood.
He,
And a dead body on his shoulder.
he takes 3 steps back and
You
continues
run.
to stare at you.
If you run, bad things will happen.
He stops dead.
I would
And
also
continues
like
to stare
to
at you.
use my Heart of Darkness feat, which means that he has to answer our questions or help us if he can, if he's a commoner.
Okay then. You just stare back at him, and fear grips his soul. He just goes, I know nothing. I know nothing. I just want to get home. I just want to get home. Okay.
Right, that's
So
fine.
do we.
Thank you for the follow.
What? I turned my dead body towards him. Do you know this man?
He's I think he's a messenger, sort of burgomaster. I don't know. I just want to go home before they come out.
Who's they?
I immediately stop crying and go panicking again. Who they? What?
Keldrin, breathe.
Unfortunately, the guy's equally panicking. It's what do you mean they? Strahd, how do you not know who they are? They keep coming every night, for God's sake.
Careful with your tone, boy. Now answer. Who are they?
The vampires. Who the freak are you people?
Okay, where do we go? Are we safe? Can we get somewhere?
Safe? No one's safe.
Jean,
Get inside, go home, go!
Jean is going to try and take control of the situation. You must forgive our lack of knowledge, my friend. We are we're new in. You might say we are new in town, so to speak. Do you know of any safe havens nearby we could attend?
Look, just hide inside your home. That's all you can do. You just hide inside, wait for morning to come, and hope everything blows over. That's what I'm doing. That's what I would be doing. Please, can I just go home now?
Can I do a check on what I know about vampires? I'm assuming I've hunted some in the past.
Okay. What are you trying to check? You can make a knowledge roll, but yeah, what are you trying to check generally?
I know what would staying in a house, do they need to be invited in like traditional vampires? So I'm trying to discern.
Make a knowledge roll.
I don't think that is a thing. Survival, nature.
It's just a straight roll and intelligence. You vaguely remember that there are some reports that vampires have to be invited in, but you've never really had to put it into practice. I mean, you just killed vampires straight on the spot. You weren't one to hide from them.
I realize I actually get advantage on this because of my class, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's the same conclusion. You've heard rumors about it, but otherwise, you're really not that. Otherwise, you are really not that fussed.
Right. Well, anyway, be on your way. We're not going to get you killed tonight.
And without that, he just turns and runs out of sight.
So that guy was a vampire, and there's more of them here.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It would seem so.
Oh, great.
Well, let's get to this inn.
Does Ward see anything related to a tavern or drinking establishment?
As you continue walking up the road, you see round here that there is indeed a tavern. As you approach it, it has a cheerful sign with letters carved out of wood, and on it is the tavern itself is called Blood on the Vine. Although a brief look at the sign, you can tell that from the nail marks, it was close that someone had written it as blood of the vine, but someone's decided to take the F off and then just sort of lazily scribble N onto it.
Oh, so basically what you're saying is they took the F off like I'm doing right now.
Ward doesn't notice any of that as he runs in like an excited child.
Okay, I presume you're all following him?
Yeah, but slowly. I want to be a bit more careful walking through this random town.
Can I just, as I'm walking, just take a look around the streets? I'm just looking for anything that doesn't belong, anything that seems even more suspicious than a town trapped in fog, just being hunted by vampires.
Okay, yeah, sure. Make me a perception check.
God damn it.
It seems, to be honest, it just seems like a small village. The only odd bit about it is that it seems to be completely silent, apart from like one or two people walking around. But given the fact that you just saw a terrified man running and screaming at vampires, you're pretty sure that they're hiding because of that.
Also, I didn't think to ask before, so I'll ask now. Is it like permanent nighttime here?
You have no idea. At the moment, until you're aware, it's very, very late into the evening. Like about, I want to say, it's all like it would be 3 o'clock at nightish. So everyone's feeling extremely tired. Like the only people who would be out at this time are ones who really, really need to do something.
Right, if it's actually nighttime, Crowley's going to remove his mask and sort of put that away.
Okay. And
What's underneath?
you are staring at the face of a drow elf. You've only heard about them in legends, but you can see from the dark skin and sort of it looks almost whitish hair. You see the face of a man who seems to be burdened with. He seems to have a lot of burdens that he carries within him. A haunted look in his eyes.
Yeah, he's got a
anything
very
else?
crimson gaze. Other than that, he's fairly normal. To be fair, almost handsome in a dark sort of way.
Like really, the only thing he would look like a normal person if it wasn't for the eyes and the fact that as with drows he has very dark skin. But apart from that, he seems to be perfectly normal, all things considered.
Alright.
But now,
With that, can we take a quick 5 minutes?
Well, actually,
before we move
I'm
on?
actually about to wrap up. I'm just going to lead into this next bit.
No worries, actually. Go ahead.
Okay, so you all step inside the inn. It seems to be a fairly bustling place. There seems to be just a handful of people just casually sipping drinks and just turning this music off. Where is... there we go. You step into the bar. There's not really much going on. There's just a handful of people. One's just sort of sipping into his drink. The other is two of them are asleep, and the barman just seems to be repeatedly cleaning and drying his glasses, despite the fact that the glasses look perfectly cleaned already. He's just doing it as force of habit. But as you step inside, you're greeted by one gentleman by the table who, in stark contrast to most of the other people who look like they're either terrified or have just given up, he seems to be polite, respectable, and as he looks up, he seems to have a look of surprise and then joy. Ah, welcome. You must be, you all look like fine fellows. You must be the adventurers my father sent for.
no.
What?
And who might your father
I
be?
would be someone who's incredibly angry and thirsty right now.
Wait, what's going on? And as you walk in, he suddenly sees that the figure that I presume you're still carrying the scout over your shoulder. Who's?
Mm-hmm.
You see the scout going over your shoulder, like, what? Kring, is. Oh no. What's happened?
You
What
know
have you
this
done
man?
to him?
Do you really think I'd walk in here if I had killed this guy? We found him on the road. He'd been killed. We assumed by Strahd. Seemed like a bit of an asshole.
Strahd? Oh no. Oh no, we found it.
Found what? It seemed like something was pried from this man's hands.
Of course it was. He steps back towards the table, and he turns to the barkeeper and says, Alec, get us some pitchers of wine, will you? The
While you're
barman
talking,
casually turns to them and says, 2 silvers. That's fine. He casually tosses some silvers, which he grabs out the air. Ward, you wanted to say something?
that was it. Just that I'm satisfied at this point.
Okay. And as the barkeeper starts to get out some pitchers of wine, he turns to the others and says, "Please, sit down, make yourself comfortable, and please pour yourself drinks."
Crowley's
Looks
just going to
like-
turn to everyone. I think we should be a bit careful in here.
The man that chuckles and goes, "I understand your caution, but you're, I presume, among some friends, or at least fellow victims. It appears we have a lot to discuss."
Seth, take a
And that's
seat.
where we end tonight's session.
All right.
We
Before-
survived, guys.
Before we wrap up, I'll just my character will turn to Crowley and say, "Death will not claim us this night."
Good note to end.
That is a good note to end on. I'm satisfied. This was epic. I love the atmosphere.
Thanks, man. That was a really good first GM session, yo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah, really
With
good.
that, thanks for watching, everyone, if indeed you still are. And please follow the channel wherever you're watching this. Follow it or like it. It really does help us out. Give the video a like. We'll be streaming in 2 weeks' time, I imagine. We'll sort that out. I'm streaming tomorrow, Devil May Cry 2 at 8:30 p.m. UK time. But aside from that, that's all from me. So I will see you next time. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Until then,
Watch-
cheerio.
Watch us again as my accent does another grand tour of Europe.
But meanwhile, enjoy the drinks.